Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. Today we're playing Planet Zoo with our new little baby. Say hello to the stream. He's like, why am I up here? Say hello. Hi. So this is a new kitten of mine. So cute, a little baby. Is a stray. So this cat's been wandering around my apartment complex for probably about a week now. And we've been feeding it, and it just let us start petting it this morning. And then it just totally walked just straight into the back door. And so I was like, all right, can you come here? Just settle down. Look, let me just hold you like this. Nice and comfy. See? But it just walked into the back door. So I was like, aw. So we took it in. We've been kind of hanging out in the office with it. The other cats are very curious. You can see Reggie down there. So Reggie, let me see if you guys can see Reggie. Do you see Reggie? He's covered by my desk, but Reggie is, so we named him Fig. I think it's a very appropriate name to Fig. Is obsessed with Reggie. He keeps wanting, well, we don't know what it is. They just keep wanting to cuddle with Reggie and love on Reggie, but Reggie is like freaked out by it. So just kind of chilling. Oh, he's licking me. But yeah, so we're going to be playing Planet Zoo today, and Fig will come make a stop every now and then and say hello. Can you like we'll come say hello every now and then. But we are playing in Sir Reginald State Zoo, and we are still working on the Australia area. Say hello. Say hello to the stream. Boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Little baby. So I'm gonna come take him. So Reggie is just kind of freaked out by him. And just kind of ignores him. Like when he comes up to him, he's just kind of like, ugh, and runs away. But Emmy, of course, is not interested at all. So he's gonna hang out over there. We'll have him come by every now and then to say hello to you guys. So let's switch over to the gaming screen. We are in Sir Reginald State Zoo. Like I said, we're still working on the Australia zone. This is what we did last stream. Let me actually adjust this a little bit. Make sure you can see me good. There we go. Because I lean into this mic when I play. So we built a dingo habitat. I think it came out really cool. Very big. Lots of space for them. Tons of little places for them to kind of go and hide. Is this... Oh, he's just sleeping. I was like, yeah, so they have tons of places for people to view. You guys are way too far in this exhibit. But there's tons of like little hidey holes for people to view them. There's also these main sort of concrete balcony areas for people to view them. So it came out really nice. I wanted to save, I gotta work, just wanted to see the cat. Thank you so much. Thank you for stopping by. And I just kind of messed around with the paths a little bit between streams and was just kind of trying to fill in some of these areas. So I put like a little seating area here with some of these Australia Pack walls. And I put in another park entrance over here for people to also enter the park this way. We'd moved the paths kind of over here. Yes, I put in just some beams. I was just kind of trying to work with this. I also put this was a prefab. I put this in the park. I thought this would be a fun way to like enter into the Australia area when you see that. So that's why I put that there. Scoot this over. So that's what we're working with. Where's Emmy? Oh, is he watching the birds? They're so cute. So what we need to do today is build a new habitat. There's a few options of what we can do. We can come down here and build a cassowary habitat. We can go over here, sort of where these paths are, and build probably a dhole habitat. We can come over here and build a koala habitat, or we can come over here and do the saltwater crocodiles or the platypus. So what are we feeling today? Platypus, saltwater crocodiles, those are our water animals. Koala is going to be more of an indoor kind of thing. I think the dhole will be pretty similar to the dingo habitat, and then the cassowary I think is a little bit more tropical. So what do you think? Which animal do you think we should build?
Dhole or cassowary?
The dhole or the cassowary? That's what you want? There's the dhole, there's the cassowary, the koala, the saltwater crocodile, or the platypus. The platypus? Okay. I do too, but it is going to be a difficult habitat to build. The dhole? Okay. Yeah, we'll do the dhole. Okay, so what we're going to need to do first, we'll do the dhole over here, I think. Dhole's going to be similar in structure. Let me just delete these paths. I think we're going to do sort of how we did with the dingo habitat and do sort of a a lower kind of canyon thing near where the guests can view. I'm going to have to look up some pictures of some natural habitats of the dhole. I think they'll kind of be in this habitat. We'll probably do something long. I kind of want to do like a more rectangular because both of these habitats were kind of square-like. If you kind of look at them, they're kind of like oblong square. I think I want to do something that's like a completely different shape. What?
He's crashing. He doesn't want to be up here.
Just let him down.
But
Emmy's, where is she? Where?
over there.
Oh, well, let me, I can just, we can kick her out if you want.
I don't want to be mean to her. I just don't want her to go.
What's she doing?
She was in the cat house, I think.
No? Oh, she's in the closet.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, give me 1 second. Let me just, we'll go close the closet and keep her in there. She'll probably stay in there the whole stream. There you go. Let him go. Here he goes. We want to make sure the kitten stays safe. Huh?
She probably want to lay in the dresser.
I mean, yeah, she's crawling into your drawer. I'm sorry about that. But let me see the baby. Let me see the baby. Let's put the baby on cat cam. Woo! Wee little lad. Come here, little piggy. Look. This is the cat cam. What are you doing? Little baby. Come say hello. Look. Look up there. Oh, you give me kisses? What a sweet little lad. Sweet little... Oh, thank you. Thank you for the lovin's. Sweet little baby. And we're going to play some Planet Zoo. And I don't know what that is. But I don't think I can hold you here and play. Let's try and hold you here.
He's gonna move.
There you go. There you go. You want to lay in my lap? Can you see him? Sweet little baby. Oh, there he goes. Let's move that up. Okay, I'm so distracted. We need to play. What I'm thinking about is if we do like a really fun shape. So I want to kind of try and do something different. And we also want to try and keep things nice and compact. I'm going to move my cup because it is actually empty. I want to try and do something that's compact because we want to try and use the least amount of space as possible. So the first thing is that we have koalas. And I know I want koalas in this general vicinity because we want them kind of close to the Malaysia, East Asia area so that we can kind of drag the trees through. We're also going to have the entrance to the park sort of over here, and I kind of want like a building here. So what if we do something like this, where, let me see if I grab this. What if we do a shape that like, go across here a little bit. Maybe if we go like across this way. Here's the idea I have. Yeah, okay. Look, let's see this. Look, we'll go across this way. And then if we go across, not width, I need length. Can you not do that, please? And we do it like this shape. What do you guys think about that? Like if this area in here is sort of the habitat, so it's kind of like a long, funky shape, and then maybe we can put like the actual building for them to go into. I think this path needs to be a little bit bigger anyway over here, but we can put like the keeper's hut here, and I think maybe we can make this like a bridge that goes across. You think that'd be a kind of a cool idea? Like a funky shape maybe? Something different than like just kind of like a square out shape. Let's try that. What I need to do is let's go in here. And I'm gonna go find the Dhole. B, C, D, E, F, G. Let's go look at the Dhole and see how much space it needs and sort of its natural habitat. So it is sort of in this Asia tropical grassland taiga temperate. That is very broad, but I guess we'll kind of do like a grassland tropical vibe. So they need 12,000 feet for one. We'll see how many can they have in a habitat. Up to 25 males, up to 13 females. Wow, that is a lot. That is a lot. So what we'll probably do is like 10 males, 10 females, sort of like we did with the dingoes. So that will be 20. So let's see how much space 20 of them will need. So they're going to need about 32,000 square feet, which that is plenty of space, even after we do our terrain editing. So what I think the first thing I want to do is sort of scoot these back. I want to sort of figure out something with this path over here first. It's definitely going to need to be a lot bigger than it is right now. So I'm going to like kind of go... Can you not? Yeah, I'm going to do something like this. Oop, there we go. And kind of connect this across. Because I definitely think we need like a bigger path sort of over here. Round that out. We'll connect this up because that is like an entrance. So park entrance there. Because people are going to enter in here. We'll probably need like a building or something over here. So this will probably need to probably come up to this space here. I'm going to outline the entire habitat with the path. And then I'm going to go through and sync it. So this path... Yeah, I want this one to kind of continue this way because this is sort of going to go to the main entrance. In a way, so I think I'm just going to kind of draw this all the way across. That'll probably be like one of the main entrance paths or something like that. And then what we can do is see if this snaps somewhere. Actually, maybe we can bring it sort of more further back, like over here. Kind of like the idea of it being sort of like over here. So we'll snap it right there. And I think we'll pull it down to sort of this area. Can I like... try and I guess that's a pretty straight snap. So that will be the shape of the habitat, I think. Because I like the idea of this area having these really open kind of habitats, like where people can kind of view them really wide. So I think we'll kind of do that cement viewing area over here and over here. And then we'll kind of have like a lower edge on this side and kind of have that sort of be like the more steeper edge. Or what we can do, let me try this. So let's go into terrain. I'm going to go into the stamp tool. Actually, no. Let's use the push tool. So what I'm going to do is sort of push this down. Flatten that out. That's actually not that deep. I need to see how high the habitat need, or the barrier needs to be for these animals. I'm gonna assume something similar, which is like 4 feet, since the dingoes were about 4 feet. So they need, so they need just over 4 feet to not be able to jump out of it, which I'm pretty sure this is like way taller than that. What, the kittens meowing at you? So that is, let me see. Let's see if we lower this down. So that looks to be about 4 feet. So let's do that height. I like this height. So I'm going to basically flatten out this whole area to this height here. And I'm going to pretty much just pull it up to the paths here, so we'll kind of do like this. So this whole area will be sort of this lower area. Like that. So like all this will be sort of down here, and then I think this area over here is where we're gonna see that sort of sloping. So I'm gonna try and get like a gradient. And that will sort of be, that might still be too steep. Let's smooth it out a bit and see what we're looking at. It just feels so steep. So maybe what we'll do is use the stamp tool, and I'm gonna kind of just do like a really shallow incline. So we'll go right about here. I'm gonna do something like that. Yeah, that's way better. So let me just drag this sort of around like that. There we go. So that is much more shallow, so they can sort of walk up and down that. So this will be like a nice flat area for them to sort of run around and play. And then this is sort of where their habitat house will be, I think. So let me go into terrain. We want to use the smoothing tool. I'm going to kind of smooth out all of these edges. Here, like all these edges. Because I am going to put like a barrier there, so we shouldn't have to worry about them getting out of that. And then I think we'll put an animal in here to kind of see like if this is not escapable. So that looks pretty good, I think. Was he yelling at the kitten? Talking to him? Okay, so let me grab this. Rotate this sort of this way. Because this is going to go here just like that. I really like when having these like little cement viewing areas. And it's hard to tell with all this grass in the way. So let me just leave that there. Let's cut this grass. Let's see. Painting. We'll use the short grass. Just kind of cut this grass out of here, which it shouldn't be able to place under the path like that, but it's fine. So we'll do that. And I just need to lower this. I want it to kind of be flush with the path like that. I think that is very cool. Oh, Reggie's here in the cat cam. Reggie. Let me open this so he will hang out here with us. Reggie, are you in the cat cam? Say hi. Sweet boy. So we're gonna put that there, I think. How does that look over here? We might have to adjust that a little bit because I don't think I actually want it to kind of go on that edge like that. So let me kind of pull this up to here. I think I'm going to get rid of this whole end space over here because I kind of don't want... Let me see. Grab all that. Yeah, we'll kind of end it up to there. Like that. And this side is going to be a little weird, but I'm just going to kind of pull that in. That's fine. Pull that in. That's fine. And I'm going to do like some sort of a rock situation over there. So we'll have that nice big viewing area. And then maybe we can duplicate that sort of onto this side. Let's do it sort of over here. Like that. And once again, the grass is too long. So I'm going to kind of pull this into the path. So it's like actually part of the path so people will actually use it. Yeah, and we'll do that. Which, do we want the path to sort of go all the way around like that? I guess that is something we should probably figure out. Let me place it there for now, because what I'm thinking is we don't have the path sort of go across like this. Let's not have it do that, and then instead let's kind of have it go like down like that into that main path, so it sort of shoots off in these two directions. And then it can just continue sort of on this way, which we're going to need this path to be a little bigger. Or actually, it's a little smaller. So it's 20 feet for the large path. Because this is going to kind of head off in this direction. And then we have the little 13-foot path that is going to head off in this direction. I'm going to try and get this to look like it goes straight. I think that works. And we'll kind of have this one head off in that direction. I like that idea. And this path I think we'll keep here, but we'll make it a staff path. Which staff path are we using right now? Is it this one or is it this one? It's hard to tell. I feel like they're the same. So the texture is the same. I'm not quite sure. I don't think it matters. Let's just use this one. So this will be like a staff path sort of back in here for them to actually get into the habitat. So I think we'll do that. And then this will sort of, maybe we'll make like a shop or something here, like a restaurant. That'd be kind of cool. And so like that will be sort of two big viewing areas there. But then maybe we won't make this area as visible. We can probably do that. What if we kind of do something funky with the path then? Let me go in here. Grab the path. Like what if we kind of go like this way? And then like this way? And then like into that. So it's just kind of like a little funky shape, but we still keep the habitat sort of there so that way we have some like foliage area. And then I think we'll have like this come into like there. Huh?
He's talking to Amy and he wants her out.
He's like, are you stuck? Do you need help?
No, but stop. Look at him. He's stuck.
He's probably confused why she's in there. So we'll do that. Where's the baby? Yeah, if you think it's safe. And I'm going to smooth this path out a little bit.
I'm pretty sure she's just laying down in there.
I'm sure she's not going to want to come out even if he's like... Let's do some funky path shapes like that. I kind of like that. And then I'll basically give us space here. That will give us space here. Look at the cats there. In the closet. Look, they can see you on the stream.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just showing them. My cat likes to, my older cat likes to hide in the drawers. And my other cat, Reggie, is concerned for her.
Actually, don't worry about this.
She's probably up on the top. Don't worry about it. You can close it. Yeah, she's fine in there. What do we have going on here? So this is going to be this path because this is still Australia area, and then I think we'll have this path sort of curve down. Let's have it go, yeah, we'll have it go 45 in this direction. Maybe have it go down another 45 and straight, over another 45 and straight, and then sort of like down into this path. We want some funky shapes like that, maybe? I think that's kind of fun. Because that'll basically be the... So we'll have like the platypus over here, the saltwater crocodile here, the dhole here, the cassowary will be sort of over here, and then we have the koalas, which we'll probably be able to put them sort of in this area here. So let's do a path that goes, oops, across like that. I have to turn off snapping for this. We can kind of eyeball it. So we'll do that, and then this will kind of go this way, sort of into that Indonesia area. This will go into the, oh yeah, let's make it actually bigger. Probably make it bigger. Because this is going to sort of be a main path into sort of the Indonesia area. So let me kind of like eyeball this. Yeah, I think that's fine. So like this will head into that Indonesia area. This is going to head into the, what is it called? The African safari, the Nile safari area. And then we can put the koalas, because this is the entrance over here. We'll probably have like some sort of a restaurant in there. We'll have the cassowaries on this side. Maybe we'll have like, try and do like nothing kind of stuff over here, like kind of just like informational stuff and enter the park kind of stuff there. And then maybe we can do the koala habitat sort of like here, and then this path can sort of kind of walk like through it, I think is what we'll do, because I'm pretty sure people can walk into the koala habitats. Let me see. Koala. Where are they? I don't think they're just called koalas. I think they have a name that I can't remember. C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. Koala. Oh, it is just koala. Okay. Can guests enter the koala habitat? Yes. So that's what I'm thinking. We do sort of something here where guests can sort of walk in, and maybe over here, and it's sort of like a big indoor thing. But then maybe this path kind of goes like under some tunnels that the koalas can kind of jump over and stuff. So we'll do the koalas over there. So that will pretty much be our Australia area, I think. Kind of makes sense. I kind of like the paths. They're all kind of funky. So what we need to do now then is, can we join these two together? Are these considered buildings? They're not. So let's join those together, and we'll go in here and edit them. And then I'm going to grab like that many, and we're going to try and rotate it to kind of see if we can get these all to fit together. Because what I want is sort of this area to be sort of pretty visible for the guests to see the dholes, but the whole other side of the habitat is going to be sort of like closed off to them, so people can't really. Oh, is that Emmy? She came out. Emmy, do you want to leave? Oh, she wants to leave. Go ahead and let her out. Oh wait, she's laying down. Good girl, Emmy. You can go let her out if you want, if that makes you feel safer. So we have that. Reggie's the one that's all concerned. Reggie's like, listen, master, it's like what is it called? The person that's in charge of like a mafia. You know that word that they use? I mean, yeah, they use boss, but like there's a word for it, like the... What the heck? Reggie! Oh my god, he's in that box. No, they call him something. I think it starts with a D. Don. Is it Don?
Oh, yeah.
That's what Emmy is. He's like trying to keep his name clean so he doesn't get made, you know? Let's scoot these together just to make sure people can't sneak into the habitat. Like that. And so then this is sort of like a very visual area for them. And then like pretty much over here will be completely not visible to them, I think is what we'll do. Sort of have like a lot of plants kind of covering that area. Maybe some rock formations. But let me kind of just finish out this sort of platform area. I think we can pull these kind of back a little bit. We'll do that. And then this. We should be able to kind of get this kind of flush. So if we see if we pull this, there we go. Perfect. Look at that. So people can go and look at the Dhole from here. And let me see if we sync that like just below the path, where the path is on top. We can't. Okay. So it needs to be right there. It's probably the lowest we can get it. That's kind of cool because, like, could you imagine, like, walking up into this area? Can you leave me alone? And you have, like, these two viewing decks here. I think that's kind of cool. Emmy, I know you're so upset. Come here, Reggie. Reggie boy. Emmy, come up here. Come up here. I know, he's so sweet. Sweet little thing. Okay. Oh, Reggie scared me. So yeah, we'll have like this be like pretty much like a big flat sort of deserty grassland area over here, and then this will sort of be more temperate, tropical temperate, sort of like a kind of like a wetland area, I guess, in my mind. So now what we need to do, what I want to do actually, is I want to look up sort of the natural habitat of a dhole and see let's go see. Let me go look up their natural habitat. I want to see them. Oh, they're so cute. They're like a mixture between a fox and a dog almost. Okay. And they live in sort of similar environments to that of a fox. They really do look like foxes. But I kind of see this here. And I think we'll kind of do that sort of on this upper level up here for them. I think we'll kind of do that. And then we'll sort of have like this grassland kind of prairie vibe sort of more down here, I think is what we'll work with. And I think that will be very good. So then they'll have tons of hiding areas. Oh, Emmy's up there. So we'll do that. We'll do that. So let's do some rocks over here. Nope, we need to go to nature. And rocks, and then we pretty much need to filter this. Let's filter it by biome. Can rocks be filtered by continent? Like if I filter this by Oceania, yes, okay. So we'll do Oceania, grassland, temperate, tropical. It's a little dramatic, but like we'll do that. We'll turn off blueprints. So this is sort of the rocks we're working with, and so what we'll use, what is this? Tropical rock, temperate rock, savanna rock, and the mossy cladding. Okay, so we're kind of going to need this to like fade nicely. So what I think we'll do is we sort of have this red rock area over here. So let's use some of this savanna rock and sort of like do some sort of a structure over here made out of these ones. Do something like that. Kind of just squeeze those in. So we'll kind of have like some of these rocks sort of in here like that. And then I think we'll kind of transition into maybe the temperate rocks. So we'll kind of have these like over here. Let me get a bigger rock to kind of squeeze into this space. So we'll sort of have that there. And then let me put maybe another temperate rock over here. And then I think we'll kind of switch into the... Do we want to use tropical? I might just kind of put some tropical rocks in here to help with like the color differentiation, but I think we'll kind of stick with the temperate rocks. And we'll kind of do like that there. So I think we're going to put fencing here. because I kind of want this to be, is that the smallest this path can go? Let me see. Yes, it is. Because I really wanted this to be sort of like a back path kind of thing. So that's fine. So we're just going to kind of put that there. And I think we'll just kind of do like a fence kind of here, like one of those big like wooden fences, which are in here in construction, I believe. So we'll kind of do that. Just so it's not really visual from here, because I don't want it to be. Where are those big wooden fences? I use them for the staff area. Are they not? Are they in the wall section? You know, those big wooden fences. I think they are. I think they're all the way at the bottom, actually. Yes, these ones. So let's grab the pieces that aren't on the grid. We want to make sure this is tall enough that people can't see over it. How tall is this fence? Yeah, I think that should be a good height. So I'm basically going to just do something like this. I think we'll put the climbable side on this side. And I'm just going to kind of build this out here, which I think I need to make this a building. So let me grab that. We'll make it a building. Oh, I have to sneeze. Excuse me. Oh my god, that was gross. Let me actually specify that we're building a Dhole habitat now. Just so people know when they are searching on Twitch. Okay, so Dhole. Okay, so let's get back into this building. And we should be able to, like, grab multiple pieces now. And we'll kind of do something like this. Maybe rotate it just a little bit. Like that. And this should be able to sort of go all the way across now. Yeah, we'll do something like this. And maybe we can put some like little details on it, like, because people can kind of see through it, but like not. Emmy. I know, you gotta get her to face this way.
She won't.
Yeah.
She's trying to keep an eye out on him, I think. She's scared of the baby.
Come here. There you go. See? Face this way, and then Reggie can jump up there. It's okay. I know. You're so upset. She's so upset. Let me put it on the cat cam. Emmy. Say hi. Look. Say hi. Say hi to everybody. She's just staring. Look. He's falling asleep. There you go, Emmy. Sit there. What I want to do now is, can I select all these fences? I want to see... Oh, are they not recolorable? Oh, I forgot. Yeah, this fence is not recolorable, which sucks. It should be. I was going to make it the go away green, but we can't. So let's do that with this fence here, and that kind of helps close off that area so it's not really that visible. And then we'll go into nature, and maybe I'll put some of those vines on here. Which they aren't really available for this area. I think we're going to take off tropical, and we're just going to kind of do temperate and grassland. Just because I feel like that makes more sense. But I think what I want to do is sort of decorate this side with some of these like plants, which we do need to cut the grass on this, so we don't need this tall grass here. So let's do that. I think I want to put some, like, what is this? A nice big tree? Maybe we can put a tree here. Like, does that kind of seem way too big and, like, unnecessary? Kinda. Is there, like, a smaller gum tree like that? Let's use this one. And maybe that one as well. And we'll do that. Let me actually rotate this one. Like that. So it sort of hangs over that path a little bit more. I like that. So we have those trees there. Let's get some, like, bushes and stuff. Let's see. We have bracken. Bracken works. Put some bracken in there, and then maybe some of these, like, what are these? Staghorn fern. Interesting looking. Throw a few of those in. And I want to get some, like, cactus looking plants, something like this. Those work. So let's get those in. Maybe we can squeeze a few of them sort of where this grass is peeking out. There we go. And then we can decorate this wall with some of, like, the animal art pieces. So let's go into props, general props. Let's get rid of blueprints for now. Actually, let me go to blueprints really quick and let me filter this to the Australia pack. Because they did have those really cool pictures like this. Are these going to be too big to put on this fence? Yeah, they're quite large. Even if I sink them down, can you even tell? That sucks, 'cause I feel like those would have been really cool on this wall. What we can probably do is just sort of our own thing with these shapes, which, where did we find the shapes before? Is it themed props? Let's make sure we're filtering this by the Australia pack, because that will make it a little bit easier. Not themed props. Ooh. Those are cool. Ooh, let's put these in. Let's turn off sort of snapping and just do aligning to surface. Like, what if we put some of these in here? Let me do the colorful art shape here. Yeah, that's kind of cool, right? Kind of walk through here and see that. I think what I want is this one over here, and this one over here, and this one sort of in the middle, like that. So that kind of also helps play into this sort of seating area design. And then what I want, ooh, you know what? Maybe we can put these over here instead of... No, I guess the umbrellas are fine. I think they're fine. I want... Is it wall decorations? It is. Okay. We do have some surfboards too. Those might be cool in some places as well. Actually, let's do... Let's do the surfboards here because they're actually, like, horizontal like this. Except for the koala, of course. Which we can kind of, like, maybe rotate it a little bit. Let's do that. I like that. Very, very cool. And then maybe we can do a few of these little funky shapes. We do have, like, these guys kind of running. And do like a couple of those since that's what's over here. Oop. Like that. So it's just kind of like an interesting little art piece, little decorative. And then maybe we can take this Australian plank and kind of put it across the top. Just to give us some detail. Like that. There we go. Just kind of like a cool little detail there. I kind of like that. That's very cool. And it helps kind of close off that area so it's not visible. The animals aren't visible from that area. I think that works. And then maybe this fence can sort of continue in this direction, but it'll kind of just be a little bit further back. So maybe if we go like to that and then rotate this to like there, which is basically kind of straight with the sidewalk. And then we'll kind of have this like go across here, but we'll have like a ton of plants in front of it and maybe some like artboards and stuff. So I'm gonna just kind of pull this across artboards. I mean, education boards. So this will kind of an artboard, yeah. Okay, let me actually try and rotate this a little bit more. I do want it kind of straight with the road like that. So we'll do that. I think we'll get rid of that. So that will sort of help block off this whole area over here. Like I said, we're going to put tons of plants and stuff. I think in general that kind of helps sort of block that view. Because I really only want them visible like down here. Because I think that works. And then maybe we can do... Yeah, we can't really do like a path down here that's like what if we were to do something like this and hook it up so it's sort of like a little bump. You can smooth out these edges like that. And then we can have this sort of follow it around. So let's do that. And then what I think we'll do is we'll have this sort of go that way. Yeah, we'll have it go back like that. Have this one go back like that. I'm just gonna kind of pull this through. I think I'm gonna make this like a nice little viewing area, which it looks like this actually isn't the straightest. Looks like they're floating just a smidge, which I can fix when we sort of head out of the building. And what I'll do now is let's get some glass pieces. Let me get glass. Let's grab, those ones are a little tall. Is that one good? I think this will work. Yeah, let's use this. And can I get it to like snap? That works. So I'm gonna, let's get these to snap on there. Like that. And then I'm gonna snap them in. Actually, let's lower that down. Just trying to think. We might have to eyeball this. Kind of do something like that. Then like that. And then sneak that into there. It kind of annoys me how, like, uneven it is. So let me do this. I'm actually going to select this piece and we're going to rotate it on a snap so that we can try and get all these angles even. I'm going to plop that in there. So we'll rotate that one. And then this one as well. Like that. And that is symmetrical, but the path isn't. So maybe if we get rid of the path. Yeah, so let's do that. I need to try and get this path to sort of be in the center. I think that's probably as close as we're gonna get, because we can like kind of nudge this over like that. I think that's okay. So let me go in here and now we'll get our glass piece that we were using. Yeah, let's use this piece. We'll have that one go there. This one go there. And then we're going to try and get this to line up like that. So that's how I want it, but all of this needs to scoot over basically. Here they go again. They're like, you're streaming? Time to do maintenance. So we have that, and that's sort of like a nice little viewing area under here. Which, can we actually use one-way glass on this? Where is the one-way glass? It's here. And is it the same size as this? Trying to see if I can get them to snap. Okay. Let's try and get this. I want to try and get it to snap because it'll be way easier. Oop. I need to snap because if I get it to snap like that. Like that. Oop. Like that. I just need. There we go. So now we can get rid of these glass pieces. And basically what we're going to do is I want to take this one. We'll make sure snapping is on. It'll snap up like that. Be completely visible for them this way. But we'll give a nice buffer for the animals. so they don't feel completely like in the limelight. Which I don't know how popular these animals are going to be to the guests, but we want to just make sure that they don't ever feel overviewed. Okay, so I need to do these separate. They're picking up all those leaves that they cut, but they're using like a bobcat thing. So we tuck that into that one. We are definitely going to need to do some sort of a frame with this. There we go. So now guests can come in and view them, but the animals don't really have to feel completely stalked, essentially. So let's do that. I'm gonna grab some beams. Not plural. Beam. And let's use... I kind of want to use these. Yeah, these will work. So we'll have like one there, 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 and there. Okay. Let me see if I can get these to sort of snap. Oop. So that's snapped there. I don't know what it snapped to. But these ones, we can just do that. Boop, boop. Let's see. That one's too long. That one should be good. So we will do that. I can line these up. And we'll put these sort of on the bottom. And we'll duplicate them on the top. A nice frame. And then I think these beams need to go forward. There we go. So it's like framed. Ugh. There we go. And then what I'm going to do is grab this one, rotate it. Let me see if 30 will be good. Yeah, that works. I just kind of want to have it, like, have some support on this side. Have it go this way. Yeah, I like that. And then of course we'll kind of put a cover over it, which I think we'll use these covers we were using, which I want to get the individual ones, which are over here. Duplicate that. I think this will work pretty good here. Yeah, and we can put these like there. I think that's pretty symmetrical. We might need to maybe scoot it back a little bit. Yeah. Just adjust it a little bit. And I think we'll lower it down to there. Yeah, I think that works. I don't think there's any TVs on that, so that's good. It's like a cute little viewing area for them. We'll kind of fill it in with some plants and stuff. We definitely have these plants over here that kind of start to bring in that tropical vibe, so we'll definitely be able to incorporate that over here as well. And then I just want to continue this beam sort of across here. We're just putting it like there. Don't think we'll incorporate it over there. There we go. Very nice. You can sort of see them from up here too, I think, but in general, shouldn't. And then what we will do is I kind of want, maybe we'll take, excuse me, this piece sort of over here. And I do want to rotate it so that the climbable side isn't on the side the guests are on. And basically what we'll do is sort of continue this gate this way. Oops, I keep hitting caps lock. This will go that way, and then they'll have sort of their night house, I think, over here. Do sort of like a square shape over here. Let's actually have this go along one more time. And I think we'll just get rid of like those pieces. And then their night house will sort of be like over here. Yeah, I like that. And then let me just grab these beams. I'm gonna throw this beam across the top. Just duplicate. Like that. And I think that is in general pretty good there. So that's kind of like a nice blocked off area for them. They're not completely visible. They do have this sort of view area here, but it's kind of hidden away. And then of course I think we'll kind of hide like, sort of put like a tree line here maybe. So like this area is sort of not visible as well. We want to give them like a couple different areas to hide in. Let's go look at the rock formations. So what is it? That's taiga. That's the tropical one. Temperate. So let's see if there's like a little... Yeah, I like this rock formation. Can I select all of this? I think we'll take this one. Because there's a few little tinier other places to sort of go into. And let's see if we can get this sort of in here somewhere. So if we rotate it maybe... Yeah, that way. Kind of tuck it into here. And we'll just need to adjust some of these rocks to kind of take it off that frame. They can come up to here and like under there and stuff, but they have sort of these two little cave areas that aren't visible to the guests. I think we can lower it like a smidge. I don't know if they'll be able to go under that rock there, but that works. Let's put that there. Let's grab some of these rocks that are kind of peeking through here. I don't want those, please. We'll just kind of push them in. And down maybe. So kind of go down and in. So those ones are cleared up. And then this one, I think we're going to kind of like adjust this one a lot. Let's rotate it this way, not that way. This way is hard to tell. This way, there we go. Like that. There we go. Kind of just incorporates into the bottom there, and I think that's fine. Yeah, so they'll have like a really nice hidey hole, which can sort of be seen from this side, but maybe we'll do something. Let's go look and see if there's another cave that's maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah, like this one. Let's grab this one. Actually, I kind of want to grab Savannah Rock. Here we go, Savannah Grassland. This one really isn't the style I like, but it is the smallest one. I just feel like too much temperate rock isn't gonna look good, but let's move this one. We'll put it on the other side. Like over here. Lower that into the ground a little bit. Yeah, we'll sort of pull it this way, I think. Let me just I'll align just kind of the cave, and then we can adjust that arm part of it, which we can lower it down quite a bit. Kind of push it in. We'll push in those few pieces of rock. Kind of pull it in this way. So that's good. And let's grab all that. I think we'll kind of rotate it. Bring it this way. Which they should be able to kind of hide under that, which I like that. We'll kind of bring it over here. And down just a smidge. There we go. So a few of them might be able to go in there. A few might be able to go in there. And I think we just need to adjust these rocks here. Kind of pull them in. It's not really super visible there, but that's fine. There we go. So we have tons of rock areas for them to kind of hang out in down here. Kind of get out of some sight lines. Like this is completely not visible there. Or from here. So that should give them some plenty of hiding space. And then let's work on the building that they will be staying in, which we're going to grab this building. And this is sort of our wall set. And I'm going to line this up with this fence here as best as I can. Doesn't need to be perfect, but I think that is pretty good. So we'll line that up. We'll kind of start it there, and then we can go in here, edit the building. We can move all these pieces over here. There we go. Move those there, and then we're going to kind of figure out where we want this building to be. This is sort of their night house, their sleeping house. So what I think is we also need to think about what buildings we need for staff and stuff, which over here we have keeper's hut, which they'll need. We have vet surgery, and then over here we have a staff building and trade center. So maybe trade center and a large keeper's hut. Let's put a trade center and a large keeper's hut over here. So let's go into this building. Let's see where we want to put that, as well as the entrance. Let me turn off blueprints. Okay, so keeper's hut. I want to use a large one, which we do have some windows. So we can we can put those. So that'll mess with the guests. So this kind of needs to be over here. So maybe if we put that there. Or, you know what? Actually, hold on, let me adjust this a little bit more. I'm just trying to think about like where the animals should go for the night. Because they're probably going to come into a door and kind of sleep in this area. So let's put this station there. Which that shouldn't affect the guests too much. Let's go in here to heat map and look at negative effect on guests. Negative impact on guests. It doesn't look like that is a problem at all. Did I just turn that off or something? I guess that's not a thing anymore. I guess you can turn that off. There we go. So we'll have that building there, and then we also need a trade center. Nope, trade center, so the animals can actually be brought in. And I guess we can put that... Let's put it here. And then we'll have the staff enter here, enter the habitat there, and then this will be sort of their building. So let's do that. Let's go in here, and I'm going to grab staff, the entrance. And that's going to go here. And then we'll have a plain wall here. Let's put these in. And I think we'll just kind of do shape here like that. So it's going to go around there. It's like that. What?
Put my arm up because I wanted to use it and he got lonely, so he turned around so he could.
Aw. So we'll do that. Habitat entrance. We'll put that here. I think that works. And then we'll have like a flat wall. Sort of here, I think. And actually what we can do... Or wait, no, let's not do that. Sorry, I forgot. We're actually going to do just plain concrete walls and stuff. So I'm actually going to go in here. And I'm going to grab those walls that we use, which are these concrete gables. I'm going to kind of put these over here to make it easier in the future. No, we need this little wall. Yeah, we're pretty much just using these on the inside. So like this will go there, and then we'll just need like a plain one. Put it here like that. Then we'll have these walls go up to there. Oops. We'll have it go up to there, and then I think we'll have their entrance there. I think that works. So I'm gonna grab the window pieces and place those over here. And also we want these window pieces in here just to kind of finish off. Like that, and then a door piece there, so it's sort of like finished off on the inside. And then I'm gonna grab these, duplicate them, put them together. Boop. There we go. And so that is sort of the night house for them. Very simple building, but I think it's okay. think it works. And then we'll just do a roof. Then we'll do, I think a small pitch will work. A pitched roof. Which I'm gonna need the glass pieces here. Because we are using these sort of in this area to bring some light in for the animals. So this will kind of go across this way. And there. Okay. Nope. Where is that? Yeah, right there. And I'll have this go across. There we go. So that'll be sort of like a little bit higher up. So that the animals can kind of get some light in there. Otherwise, it's just kind of a cement room for them to go into. Which they're probably going to spend a lot of time in here since this habitat is quite a visual habitat. So I'm going to duplicate these beams. Just kind of pull them up there. And then kind of duplicate them across. Like that. Okay. So that is sort of the shape I think we're working with, which I'm going to leave the roof off just for now until we kind of get this building built. And then what I'm going to do is go in here to this building. We're going to duplicate some of them. Let's grab, I guess, just all of that. I'm going to see if I can get this like a nice good snap. Actually, let's probably do it 45, so it's pretty sharp. Yeah, that works a little bit better. So this is sort of where the edge of the habitat will be. Like that. And then we'll kind of just grab these pieces, rotate them, close this off. Like that. That works. And then this whole building actually needs to be scooted down. Like that. Weird. Scoot that down. And then we need to move those beams back up over here. Let me try and get a hold of them. So we got that beam, and that beam. Just kind of need to boop, pop those up a little bit. There we go. Yes, very cool, very cool. Nice. So what we need to do now is let's put in some of their sort of more logistic stuff. So I think back here is going to be sort of their sleeping area. But what I want to do is a platform for them. So I want to use this ramp. Oop, okay, I guess we're in the wrong building. We'll use this ramp. And I think we'll put it here for them. I think that works. And then we just need the cement 1 meter pieces. Kind of push that back. And then the cement flat ceiling. Concrete, sorry. Yes. And that will kind of go in here. Let me see how that lines up. Yeah, so it's just like a little platform for them. Just so they can kind of play around on it, get a little bit higher up, you know. So we'll do that. And I think what we'll do... Oh, we do need some walls over here. So I'm going to duplicate these in like that. Just to kind of finish that off. So what we'll do is food, and we'll put we'll put food, because this is where they're gonna get thrown down, so I want this to sort of be open. We can put their food over here for them to come eat. We'll put their little water kind of in the corner here, and then up here I want to do sort of their sleeping beds. So let me filter this by their species. Like that. We will turn off blueprints for now. So let's look at sleeping arrangements. Let's get some medium beds. Kind of plop them up here. Get some smaller ones and kind of fill in these cracks. Like that. So they can kind of all go up there and sleep together, hang out. Just to kind of give them some elevations to play with, I think will be fun. And then maybe we can put like a couple small beds, maybe like sort of down here for them to also kind of sleep on. I think that's fine. And then we need their food, which their feeding station, we'll get a large feeding station. And I think we'll put that like here. Kind of line it up. Like that. Why is it like sinking into the ground? There we go. We'll put it there. So that's sort of where they'll all come and eat in here. And we'll also put a little water pipe for them over here in the corner. So that's where they can come and get fresh water and food, but we'll also have tons of other stuff for them out here to eat. I think over here we should have something for them. Maybe we can have sort of like a... Oh my god, I just punched my microphone. We do need... What I didn't even think about until just now is we do need a place for our educational talk, our animal talk. So where would we put that in? Looking at this space we have here, I think the animal talk would probably do best sort of in this area. And what we can do for that is if we get rid of this, like that, kind of get rid of all that there, maybe go back a step. We can have this sort of skate back like this. Just kind of push it back just a tad, and then we can have the animal talk sort of right up to this fence here. Yeah, I like that. So let me just kind of squeeze this fence in like that. And that will be sort of the animal talk building as well as some informational. So let's mess with the path a little bit and see if we can get something nice to kind of go up here. I kind of want something there, and then let's turn the elevation down. And we'll go up to like that height there, build that. Let me align to grid here. So we'll have like this kind of going on. I think that will be sort of our animal talk informational building. And then I also think we'll have maybe stairs go down this side. Does that seem right? Or should we have them also go out the back like those ones did? Let's have them go out the side just to kind of do some more interesting shapes. And then this will line up like that. Actually, let's have the path do something a little bit different than that. Let's kind of have it line up. I wanted it to do that. Can we? Yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Smooth it out just a bit. kind of smooth that out just a little bit so it's like a little bit bigger. Yeah, and that's where that building will be. Oh my god. And I think we might need to... Let me come over here. I might need to... Ooh, there's a big rock down there. We don't need these big underground rocks. Oops, we did need that one. And I want to move this one just because I feel like they won't be able to traverse very well. So what if we kind of rotate this way? Maybe come over here like that and sort of tuck this back in there. Maybe lift it up a little bit. I think that's pretty cool. So then like they can walk under it or they can kind of go and stand up on the top. I think we might just need to sort of smooth this down. Just let me try and get this to be like a smooth transition into the rock so they can actually like traverse it. Kind of rotate it like that, maybe push it down. So that should be fine. They should be able to get kind of up that. This rock here might be kind of pushing it. So we'll do something like that. And then maybe... let me see if we rotate this kind of like this. Sink it down a little bit. Maybe rotate it. Okay, rotate it a little this way. Yeah, there we go. So they should be able to climb sort of up there. I don't know if that is going to be a problem, but what we can do is sort of stack up the rock like that. And then they might not be able to sort of get up to that level there. I don't know how well their jumping is, but seeing as they only need a 4-foot wall to keep them in the habitat, that should be fine. So we'll do something like that. So they shouldn't be able to get to that area or over to here at all. But they can kind of get up to here. And I don't know if they'll be able to hike up that. Hopefully not, but they can kind of go under it. Which we need to go into their habitat. Let's get some more bedding. And kind of let them know like these are like sort of sleepy areas for them. We'll do that. Tuck some under here as well. And as well as in here. Oops. So that is like a sleepy area as well as like in here. There we go. So they should be able to get plenty of hidey areas in this habitat, which should be good. I like the shape of it. I think it's kind of funky. So now what we need to do is, let's see, I'm going to take this building. I'm going to go here. I'm going to duplicate all this. And then we'll leave the building. We'll exit the building so we can kind of do our own thing over here. Which I do actually think this is kind of lined up actually pretty good. We sink it, not sink it up, put it up here. We look at this. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. It might do with just a small smidge of adjusting. But in general, I think that is what we're working with. Although I need to sort of pull it back a little bit so it actually lines up with the edge there. Like that, and maybe over a little bit. Actually, let me see if this lines up. We want that sort of like there. Okay, so that is lined up. So we can throw this building together really quick. So let me get in here. I'm going to grab all these pieces and move them sort of like over here. And then I'm going to grab this. And I want these, yeah, I want these at this height. And I'm gonna put the orange concrete on the bottom again. So go here to about that height. It's being very funky right now. It's because these pieces are high up. So let me grab them all. Line them up to the same height. Yep, right there. Okay. So let's think. Where are we gonna have the animal talk bench? Because we're gonna need that to be in a good spot. I think what I'll do, let me line this up with like this road. Yeah. If we do something like this, uneven placement. Where? Uneven. Interesting. Is it the terrain? I think I can go under here and sort of flatten this out. See if that helps, although like we can't really adjust the path. So you can go there, but you can't go there. Because I was thinking it'd be kind of cool to put it like somewhere like this and kind of doing like a wall separating that area. I want it to go there, but I guess what we need to do, let me delete these paths. And I will sort of flatten out the terrain here. Yeah, and then put the paths back. Which these should be the indoor path. Indoor flooring, so we'll do that. Yes. Okay, so let me see if I can get this to fit here. Oop, we need you to sort of, there we go. So I'm gonna put this like here, I think. And sort of do like a wall. So like this is sort of like a hallway that comes in, and then this is like the main viewing area. And then I think we'll do like a planter box sort of in this triangular area again, like we did, because I really am liking the way those look. So let's go back into this building. And I want to put... do I want to put a full cement wall? Kinda, but I also kind of want... Let me leave that really quick. Let's put the main wall pieces in. And then we can adjust. I'm gonna have those two there. Like that. And we'll have one here. And we'll have one here. Yeah, and I guess in these areas too. I think I want to put a little window. Should we put a little window here? Let's do a little window. So we'll do little windows in this area right here. Like that. And then these are gonna go here. And here. And what I should probably do is a wall piece to build up these like is there not a wall piece in here to like keep these on the snapping? How are these snapping then if there's no wall piece in there? Oh, that is the piece. So what if we... I'm gonna grab this piece and duplicate it. And then what I'm gonna do is go in and sort of grab like these lower pieces. Try and grab them like that. If we delete those, we should be left with sort of this frame here. Like this. And then what we can do is duplicate it and sort of try and line it up on the same path, but let's put that there. We'll get rid of that piece, but I want to put the non-gridded piece, snap it to that. You know, snap to that. No, no. Oop, like that maybe? We can like squeeze this in there and down there. So let's put that piece there. We can get rid of this. And I'll kind of slide this into place. And then what we can do is take all that and sort of lower it down just a smidge so that it's kind of like under the area that it needs to be, so we don't visually see like a huge kind of piece there. It'll just kind of be like a little lip like that. And then I want to add our glass piece, which we have been using the 8x8 non-gridded or 4x4 non-gridded, like that. Slide that in, which overlaps just a tad. Put it in there. There we go. And so now that's a part of this building set, which I can put over here. So let me duplicate that, and then that should fit right into these spaces. We're just gonna kind of need to adjust it maybe a smidge. So we'll do that. Yeah, let's adjust it just a little bit. I'm gonna grab all that because we need to sort of get it to line up a little better, which I guess that's probably about as close as we're gonna get it to line up, but we can adjust these over like that. And we'll just grab these little pieces. I'm going to, dang it. Forgot we can't duplicate them like that. We're gonna do these like that. And like that. I feel like we should also add this to the building set. There we go. So that gives us like the actual window, but on the inside it's like kind of refined like that. We do need to put the cement across the back of the other one as well. So let me slide this across. I don't think we need to do it on the bottom. I kind of like the bottom being the wood. So we'll do that. Let me duplicate this piece. And we can go plop it sort of in here. Like that. Which we kind of need to get it to do that right there. Perfect. Slide that up. And this will basically just kind of work in there. Just like that. And that is that piece for us. So that building is basically built. It's a very simple shape of a building. I think what we're going to do is move this so it lines up with these windows, which I really wanted it to do, but it doesn't seem to really agree because for some reason it doesn't want to get close to the edge of that. So I'm gonna get rid of these pieces and we're gonna terrain edit again. Kind of pull that out. Align it to the grid. And then we should be able to move this right there. That does completely cover the windows though, so do we want to put that there? Because then it kind of defeats the whole purpose of having some nice windows. We could keep it just kind of over on this edge, which it was right here, sort of. Yeah, we'll keep it there. It covers that up a little bit, but at least we have like all that. And I think we're gonna have like a planter box that kind of fills out this area. So let me see. Let's go back into here. I'm gonna grab the cement ungridded, or this ungridded piece, and I want to have it go in to there. I think that doesn't really give a lot of viewing space, so maybe we'll kind of push it back to like here, so that's sort of maybe here, so we can put like a bench. Let's do it sort of in the middle. We'll go there, so we can put like a bench right there, and then we'll rotate this on like 45 degrees, sort of sink it into there, and then it'll kind of go back into this. Let's pull it out until it's visible right there. And that'll be sort of our nice planter bed, and then we just need to grab the flat pieces, which I think are these ones. No, we need the little skinny ones. Where did we put those? Is it on the door frame? Let me just run over here and grab them. And then we'll just connect it to this building. Yes. And we don't need snapping, but I want it to align to surface. Okay, maybe we will do snapping. Yeah, so I'm gonna have that go up there. Ooh, back to here. And then it just needs to fill up those edges like that. Yep. We should be able to select all these. And rotate this at 45, just like that. Sink those in. Can they go right up to there? They can. Awesome. And then we should be able to select all this. And we can lower it down to probably about that height is good. That works. And then we just need to go get some barriers. Ooh, let's put this in while we're here. Which we need to make that orange. Okay, let's see. I need barriers, which are going to be in security. And can these snap? They can. So let's snap that to that. Can I grab that one? Yes. And we should lower these down like that, and we can just kind of sink them into these areas. Ew. And ew. So guests will not walk through our planter bed. Awesome. And while we're here, let's grab a bench. This one. Let's make it orange. We can rotate it. Yes, we'll put a bench there. And I want to put a bench on this side, maybe? Is that a cool place to put a bench, or is that just going to cause congestion? It should be fine. And then I want to put a donation bin on this side. So I actually don't think we put a donation bin in this one at all. We didn't, but we can squeeze one in actually right here. I think that works pretty well. Did we put a donation bin in this one? We did. Excellent. I want to make sure there's always donation bins in by the animal talk areas. So let's see. Does it say? Okay. I think here. Let's go in here really quick. I'm gonna set up a nice view for you guys because I do need to run to the restroom. So I'm just going to turn off my camera and mic and leave this nice view for you guys, and I'll be right back. I'll turn off the cat cam too. Be right back. Hello, we are back. Give me 1 second. Hi, hello, welcome back. We have the sweet baby with us. Little baby. You want to say hi? You want to say hello? Hi. Say hello. He just woke up from a little nap. Say hello, little baby. Say hi. He's like, what's happening?
He's so sweet.
Look. Come here. Look. There you go. Okay. So let's get back to building. Oh, we can actually turn on the cat cam too, because Emmy is sleeping right here, which she actually does not like the kitten. So we will have to be careful.
I'll let you know if she...
You want to sit in my lap? Come here. Sit in my lap while we play some Planet Zoo. You can sit right here. It's okay. You can sit right there. Wow. You can hang out here with me in the chat. You want to hang out? Lay down. No, you can't go over there because Emmy's not going to be happy about that. We don't want cats fighting on the stream.
You just have to hold your hand around him like this, loosely. He won't try to run. He'll try to move around, but if he sees your hand there, he just kind of stops.
Here you go. Here you go. I just don't want to push him around.
Just hold your hand around him like you're holding him. And whenever he tries to like climb over it, just slightly lift your arm every time. And then he'll stop.
There you
He'll just
go.
lay down. That's what I did earlier.
Lay down. Lay down, sleepy boy. We actually don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet. We're still trying to figure that out. I think he's too young for us to just kind of tell by looking. So when we take him to the vet, we'll see. Yes, we will. So they, them for now. Say hello to the chat.
He's so sweet.
The little baby. Aww. Look at him. He's got big old ears. Big old ears. He's got really pretty blue, brown eyes. Right? They're brown, right?
They're like brown, yeah.
Oh, there you are. You looking at the kangaroos? You looking at the kangaroos? I don't think he's gonna sit still with all this stuff going on over here.
I can take you back.
Time to go lay down. Bye. Okay. We still have Emmy in the cat cam. So, let's get back to building. I'll just need to adjust my screen a little bit so you can actually see me. Okay. So, what were we doing? We were working on the Dhole habitat, which I think is coming along very well. I like the funky shape. It's just kind of different, and I really wanted to try something kind of weird. But let's continue over here. I want to put like a little planter sort of over here, which can we actually duplicate these little cement pieces up to kind of help cover up some of this wood? I know we can't really do like small cement pieces to actually cover up sort of these side panels, but like at least that will cover that up. So let's go into, what is it, nature? And we'll go into gardening. We have to get rid of all of our hashtags so we can grab those little dirt blocks. These, which, that is way too big. Yeah, this should work. And we'll just kind of line this up. And I think we'll just kind of spread this out, and then we'll just kind of adjust the height in a second. So let me turn that on. We'll rotate that there. And I'll just get some small circle pieces to fill like that. And it doesn't need to be perfect because I am going to put like plants and stuff in those little gaps. So let's grab all this. I want to rise it up just a smidge. I don't want this planter box to be super low. We'll do something like that. I think that works. We'll put that there. I want to put some sort of a wall here. think what we'll have to use, let me go into construction. And let me see, these cement pieces, if we were to grab one of these sloped pieces, it wouldn't fit right where I need it to. I have to sneeze. Excuse me, sorry. So I think what we'll have to do is use the ungridded pieces. I think what we'll do is, let me do snapping. See if I can get this to be like some sort of a straight angle. So we'll do that. Rotate it this way and this way. And basically I think we're going to do something similar to what we did in the antelope education area with that sloping piece. So I'm going to grab this little one and we're going to kind of start sloping it right about here. Maybe not, will 45 be too steep? Yes, so let's not do 45. Let's try 30. Still a little too steep. Can we go anything lower than 30? We can only do 15. So we'll have to do 15, which is fine. I don't think it'll go all the way to the ground. It'll kind of go up to here, which is fine. And then I'm going to take this piece. We're going to grab the little tiny piece. Pull that to there. Dang it. Grab the little tiny piece. Pull it to about there. And then drop it down. Like that. So we have sort of this wall here. Giving us sort of like a differentiation there. So we have like some actual separation. I think I'm going to push it up against the piece like this, and maybe we can rise it up just a smidge like that. Yes, and I think that's pretty good. So it just kind of gives us some nice separation there as opposed to like that. Let's do some planting. So we are going to do continent, Oceania, biome. We are doing temperate grassland. So let's see, what can we put over here? Let's see, some bracken. We don't need any of this snapping stuff right now. Let's get some little tiny brackens maybe. Oh. There we go. Get some little brackens. Sort of plop them kind of in here. Maybe we'll kind of squeeze some reeds over there. What is this? Oh. Yes, I love these. Can we get a few of these in here? We can squeeze a few in sort of up front. Maybe get a few of these pretty pink flowers in. Like that. And we need some more kind of shrubby stuff to kind of go towards the back. So let's see, what do we have? We do have this like fern thing. We can put some of those in there. Maybe we can fit this tree fern. Yeah, let's squeeze that in. I like that. Because then we can sort of squeeze. That is very big. Is there a smaller version? There is. We can kind of squeeze that in towards the back like that. I don't think it sticks through. There we go. So it's just kind of like a planter bed. And then I want to grab the wolf piece. Because I think this wolf sort of works for the wolves, the dingoes, and these animals. Because these animals kind of look like foxes. So I'm going to kind of squeeze this in here. And maybe the little baby one as well. Something like that. And then can we color these at the same time? We cannot. So what I'm going to do is kind of color them sort of like a brown color. Like that. Because I think that's kind of what the Dholes are colored like. So we'll do like a dark brown for the feet. in sort of like this tan color. There we go. So I think that works. So just kind of having that in there. I think we'll go to facilities. I want to grab some screens. So let's grab the square one. Nope, not that big one. Let's do the 1 meter unlit. We'll put that right here by the donations. We can put that sign on there. I think we'll put a little bigger one here, and eventually we'll put the show up there or something. And then let's do some habitat boards like there. And let's put a habitat board there. I think that's fine. So we'll have to wait till we put the animals in for that. So this one will be the fund board. We'll put there so people know to donate to this Reginald State Zoo Conservation Fund. And I think in general that's pretty good for what I want in there. I don't really want too much. I think we just need to add the actual animal talking point, which we can try and squeeze in. Maybe we can squeeze it in over here. It'll be a little bit out of the way, but it will still work. So link seats to that. Okay, now what we need to do is let's put some foliage in here. So we have some eucalyptus trees. What I think I want to do is sort of forest this back area a little bit more. So I'll put like those trees there. We do have this big eucalyptus tree. I think we'll kind of squeeze that back in here. Let's do like the let's do the small one and then the medium one. Sort of like there, and then maybe we can put a couple of those ones over here. We have the sycamore maple. We can put those kind of there. We have the bigger sycamore maple. We might be able to put that kind of like right there. We have some of these tree ferns, which we can kind of squeeze underneath. Let's put like that there. Maybe this one. Put some of these tree ferns in. Maybe put one sort of over here. Like that. There we go. So it's kind of more forested back there for them. We can put some like enrichment toys and stuff. Let me see. These eucalyptus trees I think are a little too big to squeeze in right there. We do have these gum trees. Maybe we can put a couple of those in like there. Just a few. We can put another one sort of over here. Kind of sink it into the ground there. So it gives us, so it looks kind of more like multiple trees. But yeah, so we have tons of space to kind of put some enrichment items back there. And then up here, I think we want it sort of more grassland. So what I'm going to do is take a bunch of these big flowers. I'm going to kind of fill in this middle area with some flowers. Like that. And we'll get some shrubbery stuff kind of around this rock maybe. Won't really do some pines. Reeds, maybe not. Bracken. Yes. Some bracken in there. Just kind of squeeze some in like these little areas. Just to kind of give it some more decoration. Yeah, I'll kind of squeeze these in here so hopefully they can't get through there. Put some sort of in here. And maybe fill in some of these like under areas a little bit with just some bracken. like that. And definitely over here. I don't want them kind of squeezing into that back area and getting stuck, so I'm going to kind of fill it in with this bracken. Yeah, because we don't want them kind of getting stuck back there. So we'll do that. So that kind of gives them some nice shade back here, also some coverage. And they have all the flowers here to kind of hang out with. Just do some flowers like that. Leaf flowers, of course. Of course. Okay. So now that we have most of the terrain and plants in, let's put some of their enrichment items. Let's go in here. Enrichment items, we'll see food and toys. Okay. So food, we have a few like balls and stuff, which I want to kind of keep the food kind of more up here so that the keepers don't have to walk into the habitat too much. So they just kind of come in here and we'll fill these food areas up. And then we'll put more of the toys towards the bottom. We have this Skittle feeder. Put one of those in there. Maybe one over here. Put one in over here, I think. And then we're going to get some of these boxed animals because they do love these. So we'll put a zebra there and we'll put an antelope over here. There we go. So they can play with those and run around. Very good. And then I think we'll just put all the toys kind of over here. Excuse me. So ice block, I don't think I'll miss that. So it says they want the beaver pool. I'm not quite sure why they would want that. It might be because they can play in the water. So let me see if we can try and squeeze this in. Why won't it go there? What is it saying? Obstructed. Obstructed? By what? Is it the bed piece? Or it's probably the path. It's probably the path. So, where can we put this little mud pool in for them? Oh, it looks like it can go right there. Let's see if we can try and squeeze this in. I would like that right there. I feel like that would be a perfect spot for it. I don't think we can have it that close to the... probably the bed. So let me get rid of this bed piece and see if that might let us put it there. Yes. So let's put this there. Hopefully that didn't mess with the ground too much. Not really, but that way they have like sort of like a little dirt, muddy place to play. So I'm gonna move these flowers just a little bit. Can I grab these flowers and kind of scoot them up? Because it looks like they're kind of underground too much. Do that. I want to put some rocks around this to kind of blend it a little bit more. So I'm gonna get some like small rocks like that. Sort of blend this in. Okay, so I feel like the guests know that, like, we put in this water, we put in this habitat, but, like, whoa, oh my god. Hello, welcome. Oh my goodness. Tons of chatters. Barbie raid? Oh my god, a raid. Hello, welcome, Twisted Barbie. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are building a Dhole habitat. Kind of finishing it up just a little bit. I'll kind of show you an overview of it. Sort of this funky shape. Down here we're working with more of like a grassland temperate area. And over here is sort of more of a wooded area for them to kind of get some shade and away from some visuals. And then we have our animal talk area over here. And then this is their, what do you call it? Their night house or whatever. So kind of cool, kind of cool. Oh, is that how you say it? You know, I don't know if that's how you say it, but I don't think it's Dhole. So I've just been saying Dhole. I feel like it is a very common question because when you Google the animal, it's one of like those, you know, those like Google prompts or whatever. Like when you come down here, it has like questions like other people ask them. And like one of the first things is like, how do you pronounce this word? Yeah, Dhole. That's what I'm saying, Dhole. So I've just been saying Dhole, like Dole Whip or whatever. But honestly, I don't know. I think Dhole is right. Or Dhole is right. I call them Dhole for the comedy. Yeah, Dhole. I did. It's Dhole. Like the very first time I was looking through, I was like dingoes, D-holes. We care not for convention. So. Oh, the child. Oh, she left. So I got a new kitten. But my older cat does not like it, and my younger cat is confused by it, I think. Here, bring it here. Let me show the baby. I want to show the baby. Yeah, the baby. He's sleeping. Oh, the cat cam. I can turn off the cat cam because Emmy left. Come here. Say hello to the people. Do, 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 do. Here he is. The baby. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. We actually don't know if it's male or female. It's kind of too young to just tell. It was a stray. And it's been outside for like probably about the past 2 weeks, and it's been really hot, so we felt bad. And I was just like, yeah, we were feeding it, and it was like eating and distracted, and I was just like, and we just took it inside. We named it Fig. I don't know, I just thought that was a cute name. Say hello to the stream. Say hi. Sleepy baby. Oh, he's so sleepy. Fig. The little baby. It's been outside for 2 weeks. Yeah, it's definitely yours now. That's what I was saying. I already have 2 other cats, so I don't know if we could take it in. As of right now, I'm going to kind of care for it just to make sure, like, we can get it kind of treated for any problems, make sure he's good. He's got a big scratch down his back. So I'm just gonna we're gonna clean him up and feed him, maybe give him some fat because you can really feel his skeleton. I feel bad. So we're gonna kind of care for him a little bit. We might surrender him to the Humane Society. Look, he's kneading. Little baby. Or we might keep him. I'm not sure. There's also another stray that we have also been trying to sort of domesticate. It's very feral. We're gotten to a point now where we can pet him, and he'll come and eat, and we'll kind of just like pet him. And he's gotten very comfortable with that, but he's still very scared. The other one outside, and we named that one Prim, after Fallout. Right? It's Fallout.
Yeah.
City in Fallout. So we're hoping to be able to get that one as well. I mean, ideally, yeah, I would love to have 4 cats. But right now we live in an apartment with 2 other roommates, and I don't think they would like to have 4 cats. So we'll figure it out. We are moving to grad school in a year. So there's always that option to take them with us. So we'll just leave a little boy here, or the little one here to sleep. There you go. The cat can replace the roommates. Now you're throwing out ideas. Now you're absolutely throwing out some ideas. Although I don't know if they can pay half the rent of the apartment. Can you pay half the rent? Fig's like, I barely wanted to be here. I didn't get to choose. Let him hang out there. Look, he's looking. He's looking at the mic colors, the sound, what is it called? The volume of the mic moving up and down. There you go. There you go. Oh yeah, that's the problem. My cats have not managed to pay a single day's rent. Yes. Say hello. It's okay. They're doing leaf blowing outside. So like, he's so confused. It's really easy in the Sims. It's always really easy in the Sims. That's what I'm saying. You can just literally take them right in the Sims. Oh, where you going? Where you going? He's off to see the world. Let's turn on the cat cam so you guys can see him exploring. Here he goes. Aw, look at him. I'm so distracted. Like, I can't. I'm like trying to build this habitat, but I can't because there's a little kitten. Are you gonna lay down there? Oh, careful. Careful. Lay down right here. There you go. You can lay down right there. And then look, people can see you and hang out with you. Look at that. Don't you want to be a celebrity? Oh, careful, careful. There's a hole there. Is that one? Well, he's gone. So anyway, let's get back to this habitat. Let's see, how much longer do we have? Quite a bit of time. We have about an hour and a half. My cat is a distraction, as is. I'd never built anything with a kitten. I know, it's so crazy. I have my other cat too. She's laying right here. Let me try and scoot back so you can see her. How do I do this? Wait, it's backwards. Wait. I can't do it. Let me back him out of the way. There she is. That's the diva. Emmy. Yep. She is not happy about the new kitten, so she's just been chilling. And then there's Reggie, which is my other cat, my gray cat, and he is actually in the little house there. I don't know if you can see his little feet. Little feet. Yeah, that's Emmy and Reggie, those emojis there, or the emotes there. Emmy is a diva, yeah. She's 7 years old, and she's lived alone most of her life, so she's not really kin to people. And then Reggie is new. We've had him for about, 7 months now? 7 months?
Living that long?
February, so we had March, April, May, June, July. 6 months. We've had them for 6 months, and Emmy and Reggie have just now gotten to a point where they don't kill each other right when they meet, but Emmy still is like not interested in hanging out with him. And he's pretty social. He lived at my stepmother's house, or my stepmother's father's house, but her father got remarried, and the lady that they remarried doesn't like the cats. Mean lady, and she used to keep him locked in this one room, which was like the cat's room. It was like a pretty big room, I guess, like a bedroom. It was a bedroom, but like it was for 3 cats, and one of them was feral, and they had them all in there, and they didn't let them ever out in the house. So my stepmom was like, can you please take this cat? He's so social. I feel bad that he's like has to be stuck in this room. So I was like, yeah, absolutely. So we took him in, and he likes it. He's very touch me not. And we just kind of want to all love and cuddle on him. He's not interested in any of that, which sucks.
He wants to cuddle everyone.
Well, sometimes he wants to cuddle.
He doesn't want us to cuddle him.
Yeah, he wants to cuddle us. He doesn't want us to cuddle him. Exactly. So that's the problem. Let's put in some of these. What are these tug ropes? Let's put these by the trees so they kind of don't just stand out like random poles.
Some guy's so interested in Emmy.
I know, he wants to be her friend. He wants to hang out with Emmy, and Emmy's like, if you even breathe in my direction. She's like, I feel like I just got used to Reggie, and now you're throwing the other ones in. That was really loud. Okay, so I think we have everything in here. I don't think I'll be able to fit the water pool in anywhere and make it look like organic. We have the beaver pool, which is weird that it's kind of under the Dhole thing, so... So we have that. I guess what we should do is get some of them and throw them in here to see if they can jump out, because if they can escape, we need to do some adjustments. So let's see. Let me go grab, what is it? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh, there it is. We can get quite a bit of them in here, and they do like to live in quite large groupings. We were looking them up online. So I think what we're going to do is 10 males and 10 females. That should be a decent amount of animals to put into this habitat, which I realized actually before we can actually even put them in here, we do need to actually put barriers on the habitat. So I'm just going to kind of trace this out. Which, you know what, something interesting that I learned, if you use null barriers and put them really close to where the guests are going to be standing, they think that they have like a super cool view, because they think they're in the habitat. Even if it's something like this, where they're in like a null barrier and they can't really actually get in. Okay, so we're gonna skate across this. I don't know how exact this barrier is gonna be, but in general, we're just gonna kind of throw it in here. I think we can do it. No. Let me grab this one. We'll kind of pull it up to the edge there. And back here. Yeah, we're just gonna give it a very broad barrier. We do need to line it up pretty good onto here though, so we can get the habitat gate in. So we'll do the habitat gate sort of there. There we go. And then we can just kind of trace it out to here, I think. So that is actually, let's like just pull this to like there. There we go. Wait, is that in the habitat? I can't tell. I think it's in the habitat. It's pretty close to being too far in there. So let's, where'd that piece go? Oh. Yeah, so let's come out to here. Yes. And then we'll just kind of skate on the outside of the habitat there. It's hard to see with all the trees. I apologize. We're just gonna kind of jump. I think we'll just jump straight across that. Let's go across these. Let's see. And then just kind of down this, which I'm not going to leave the snapping on, just so we can kind of try and get it a snug fit. And then it's going to go across here. Like that. There we go. And that's pretty much the last of it. And that will snap up to there. Perfect. So that is that barrier. And we're going to put the door in over here. Let's try and squeeze that in. We might have to kind of move that around because that is kind of... What? Did you see that? Are these barriers like super in the ground? It looks like it. So let me grab all these barriers and we're gonna like stretch it up because for some reason it's like, oopsie, no, that's not what I wanted to do. It's not what I wanted to do. Let's drag this sort of across to here. There we go. Actually, we need to... There we go. And we can pull up this. There we go. So we'll do that. And then I think what we need to do is grab this. Can we do adjustable bottoms? Undulating. If I select it and then select undulating, will it readjust it or no? Because maybe what we can do is place the barrier with, place the habitat gate without doing the barrier. So let me get rid of that one and there we go. That one. we'll get rid of that and that, and I'll place the door. What's happening? Oh, it's snapping. Get rid of that too. Door. Get rid of that. Go away. Door. There we go. Oh, okay. So why does it have the thick glass? Okay, what is going on here? So we're gonna do this. Kind of squeeze it in there where it needs to go. Because it's not gonna let us put it there with those big, bulky blocks on it. So let me kind of grab this, make sure that's a null barrier, and then we can move it. Ugh, we gotta select all of it. There we go. So I'm gonna grab this, we'll stretch across to there, and then we'll move it like that. Perfect. And now we'll connect it up. It does not need to be that long. Like that. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely underground. There we go. So that should work. Oh, my earring. So now let's see how big this habitat is. It's actually 18,000 square feet, which isn't actually big enough for as many as we wanted to get. Because if we were going to get 10 males, 10 females, we were going to need... That would have been 20. We would have needed 31,000 square feet. So how many can we get in here if we only keep it at the 18? About 7. That's not a lot, but maybe we'll just round it up to 10. We'll get 10 of them, and we'll do like 5 and 5. That should be fine. That should be fine. So now that we have this set, let's go buy the animals here. So we'll do 5 males and 5 females, so that is 2 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5. We'll do these ones. There we go. So we should have 10. Yep. Select all of them, and we're going to send them to no path. Oh, because it's actually not connected up. Sorry, forgot to do that. Let's see, I need staff path. That is going to connect up to there. Can I just have this go out the door first? There we go. We're going to have that do that, and then it will connect up. Just to make sure we have clean lines. There we go. So now we're going to move them into the habitat. Our 10 little guys here. Send to zoo. There we go. And while they are on their way with the others, we will add some staff. We're going to want to hire a mechanic for this habitat. We're going to want to hire a keeper for this habitat. We will hire a caretaker as well as a vet and an educator. The educator will be for this. Okay, then we will go into work zones, go grab all these guys we just put in, and send them to the Australia work zone. Brilliant. So they should be working on this. We are going to select the... Not the Dhole. No, not the Dhole. We gotta wait for a dingo to actually get put in here, which there they are. Dingo! Dingo, 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 dingo. Not dingo. It's a Dhole. It's interesting how very specific of an animal this is. Off they go. Let me pause the game before they, habitat has no keeper assigned to it. Oh, okay. My bad. Work zones, Australia. Let's select all this stuff. We need to add all this stuff. Forgot to add that. My bad. So that should be good now. Let me grab one of these guys. I want to check traversability before they just run away. So traversable area. Do we see any escapes? Looks good. Okay, so they can get in here. Perfect. They can get up here. That's what I wanted to see. Perfect. They can get all in here. Apparently they can get back in here, which sucks. I kind of didn't want them to get stuck back there, but it should be okay. We have all this space for running. And then they can come down here. They can get under here, which is good. And they can't get up there, which is good. They can get all in here, in there. And they actually can go under here, which is kind of cool. I wonder if they can get through there. And they can get up here. And they can get up there. Perfect. Little perch. So nice. So perfect. Traversability is actually perfect, which is, I think, the first time that's ever happened. So now that they are in there, we can set all these things to the Dhole. This one too. Down here, and it's gonna be in March. Let's choose like April. So spread them out a bit. Hello, hanging out under there? What it do? What it do? Cool. They have tons of room to run around and play with things. I do feel like they might have more stuff to kind of play with. But it's okay. We want them to have plenty of space to run around. They're probably going to want to hang out here more. Let's actually put a habitat board over here for the guests. Let's see. We'll put one. These are huge. Put them over here to the side. Like this. There we go. So you can come in and be like, wow. Very cool. Nice. Okay. So what do we have to do next? First thing I want to do is add some roofs to these buildings. Which for this one, I think we'll just do like a traditional slant. Let's go to construction. Let's get rid of wolf. I want to get the cement. Where is our cement? There it is. And I want to make it orange. And we're going to put this around the bottom as like a foundation. Boop, boop. Like that. Just kind of help with the foundation work. So we'll do that. Let's see. We're going to make sure this is like snug in there. So they can't theoretically squeeze under there to escape. So that's good. And then for the roof, I think we're just going to do like a slant that way. I am going to grab some of the glass pieces and I'm going to put like a little strip sort of across here. Like that. And then we will use the 1 meter slopes here, but I want them to be orange. Perfect. Oh, wait. Yeah, we did do that wrong. That's okay. So let me grab... So that's right. Let's put these little 1 meter walls up there. There we go. So that will kind of round out the colors on this side. So that's good. And then we can just use these 1 meter walls here. Roofs here. Oh, they're over here. I was like, no! We didn't duplicate them, but they're over here. And we're basically just gonna kind of plop these around. And then we can go in and adjust. Ugh, I hate how the shift key keeps getting stuck. Do that. I think we'll take that beam and kind of move it across the edge so it's not gridded on the roof. So we'll do that. We just need to get rid of probably those ones. Just for visuals. And then I think we're going to take all of these beams here. I'm going to move them sort of this way. There. Like that. Do that. I think I'm going to duplicate them down. Why are they barking like that? It's stressing me out. Yeah, it's like a cute little size pack there. Let's see how they feel. I know we have like... Do we still have welfare on? So nutrition is low because of last meal. We can fix that really quick. Turn that all the way up. Let's make sure they're eating good food. Quality 3. There we go. And actually I want to check their shelter while we're here. So that's their traversable area. Staff traversable. Can they reach everything? Oh, staff can actually get all up on these rocks. Oh my god. Shelter. I want to see... So yeah, they got some good shelter here. This is actually really good shelter for them. Oops, what did I just do? That was weird. Hello? Oh. So we'll do that there. They can get in there good. That's some good shelter for them. Do they have any good shelter back here? Not really. That's okay. Oh, is that not good shelter in here? It says that that's not good shelter. How is that not good shelter? Oh, because there's no roof on it. I'll have to put a roof on it first. Awesome. Guests are obsessed. Look at them. I think one thing I want to do is make these paths a little wider so like guests can actually stand sort of on these cement pieces, because we kind of did that over here with the koalas, and so now guests can actually get really close kind of on the cement that you can see. I think we might adjust the paths to do that over here. God, they are obsessed. Look at them. Heathens. They're like, look at the new animals. Anyway, I think what we need to do... Ooh, we do need to adjust these pieces a little bit. Can we select all these and move them? I'm pretty sure we can't move them on like a locked grid when there's multiple beams because of the way this game works. So if we do that, I think we can only move them, yeah, like that. So I'm just going to kind of shift them, and then we'll just sink them back down. Like that. So there we go. So we still have like the roof arches, kind of like we're doing with the other roofs. And I also, what I like about this is we put those beams in there, so now we have all the beams across the roof, and I really like that. This is a really nice viewing area. Why does nobody want to come over here? What I think I'm gonna do is let's pause the game. Actually, no, we don't need to pause just now. I'm going to put the roof on this building since we're done with this one. So for the roof, what do we want to do? I think what I'm doing is these flat art piece roofs for the night shelters for the animals. So I think what we'll do is continue that. Oh, there it is. But what I want to do is kind of come over here. Can we get it to snap somewhere, please? We can get a nice straight shape. And are we on snapping? We are on 15. I want that on 45. I want to put... Yeah, that works. I want to see if it's possible to go ahead and put those beams on it here. Because which beams do we use? We use like the thin ones, right? Like over here. We use these ones. I'm going to grab that, thank you. I'm going to come over here. I want to pre-outline these beams. and see if that will be easier for putting these on there. So we're gonna put this there, sink it down just a little bit, pull it through to like there. Oh, that's huge actually. Okay, so it's the painted beam, is that what it said? Painted beam. Painted beam. Planet Coaster painted beam is what it's called. Round, round, here. Ah, there it is. So we'll do this like that. I basically just kind of want to pre-beam these. I think that will help a lot with putting these things in. And so let's rotate this way. We need to get the smaller one. Like that. Because this stuff takes forever when we're doing the roof. Pull that down there. But it really does make it look so much better, so it's like worth it to me. Dang it, I can't duplicate that. I hate how when you select more than one beam, you can't like put them down straight. So let's do that. Pull that through, and then basically I just want to use that to sort of, let's see if I can try and get this to let me kind of do, so it's going to be very annoying. Ugh, that sucks. Because it's not going to be on like a straight path like that. But maybe what I can do is put this one in, and then I can use the beams to like duplicate. Is that on there? I can duplicate the beams. So let's do that. I'll just select this one and I can go and fill this in. So we're gonna have like this top section there. What? The little thing. Is he up from his sleep? His little nap? Okay, so I'm just gonna fill this out, and then since we already have, oh, my earring keeps getting flipped. Since we already have those beams over there, we should be able just to kind of pull it through. What I think we need to do actually is select all these and kind of adjust it to make sure it's square. So I think it needs to come more this way. So I'm gonna grab all these. And we'll just kind of nudge it a little bit, just a smidge. And then all these pieces, I don't think I'm going to be able to move them easily. But if I grab that, can I just kind of adjust these in there like that? Yeah, okay. And then I'm just going to, I think we can move them. We can't. So I'm just going to get rid of that bottom one, and we'll do like the top one, and then we can go around and like just lower it. So it just needs to sort of outline this. The baby, the wee little lad. We can actually get rid of these smaller ones. I'm going to use the big one like that. And what I'm going to try and do is build this whole corner here, if I can see it. It's like tucked into this tree. There it is. Let me try and get this. There we go. And then what we can do is take this whole corner and let's see if we can rotate it around, because it's kind of like a square, so it should be able to. Oh, Emmy, do you want to be on the cat cam? Well, she is licking. Emmy. No, she's still very upset. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is see if I can rotate this. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so we can do that, but can I line it up after I do that? Try and kind of adjust this all over. Like that. Does that work? I think that works. And then I'll just lower it down to make it a little bit thicker. There we go. I wish we could easily duplicate these pieces, but we just can't. Because, like, for some reason when you select more than one beam, it, like, throws it off the grid, so you can't, like, duplicate them along the same axis as the length of the beam. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do for this building, I think I'm going to, because that's 1, 2, 3, just this one. I'm going to just select all these pieces and we're just going to completely duplicate it and move it down. So let me grab all the beams first. Try and grab these beams. And then I'm just going to move it down on the x-axis because that will be the easiest, I think. And then we can just adjust it from there. Grab all that. And I also forgot to grab these beams. Okay, so we have all that. Then I'm going to, yes, I'm just going to move it down this way. And we'll just sink it down there. And that actually works pretty good. I think we just need to kind of adjust a few pieces, like maybe add another layer of these. Like that. There we go. And I think that's pretty good. And then what I like to do is sort of add some support, I guess, like in theory. So I'm going to select these beams that go across here. And I'm just going to kind of do these. Hi, welcome. Is your name mathematics? Wow. My favorite subject is math. I'm good. How are you? We are just finishing up this Dhole habitat. I'm actually I was a math minor. But I had to drop it, unfortunately. So I can graduate on time, which is really upset. I was originally doing physics with math, and I was also doing geology with a biology minor, but it just became too much. Went to the circus this week. Wow, interesting. The subject of science is offended by your statement. What subject? What statement?
Math is your favorite.
Math is my favorite, and math is a part of science. How dare you? Completely. Math is the language of science. It is more important than science itself. Because without it, we wouldn't even understand science. I just realized that this is green. I don't want this green. People told me that everybody that loves math must be a masochist. Well, ironically, in my case, it's true. Okay, well, that's good. That's very good. I am not, but I love math. I do, however, have a, what is it called? That complex people have when they absolutely need constant validation, so they need to constantly do things to make people be like, wow, you're doing a good job. My need for validation, so therefore, math. Because if you do something good in math, everybody's like, wow, did you just long divide? And you're like, yeah, I don't want to brag. And then they're all like, dude, how fast is that car going? And you're like, give me a sec. Let me figure out the implicit differentiation of that. And someone who does no math is like, what did you just say? That makes no sense. But it's a nice big word. All right. You know what I just did? I just deleted that building, and that is not what I meant to do. I meant to come in here and actually separate it from the building, because that is our wall set. Let me just kind of move it out of the way for now so we can actually get some good visuals. This game is too hard. That's why I still play the old Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. This is actually Planet Zoo. Not Planet Coaster. But I don't think it's hard. I think there's just a really steep learning curve. And it's much more, I think, creative than it is actually like park management. And so if you're someone who wants to just kind of build coasters and deal with park management and try and make a bunch of money, this game can seem really like, I guess, intimidating in a sense. Would you agree? Because it's like, if you don't take a million hours building, you know, your coaster, it won't look good and then you'll feel discouraged. But luckily, there's blueprints. Oh, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 has zoos as well. Oh, also water parks. That's phenomenal. The reason I liked... What? Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, I think I had 2. I don't remember. I just remember I had Roller Coaster something, Tycoon something, and I had like this busted HP laptop that would like basically take off like an airplane every time I turned it on. But me and my brother used to play it, and we used to build like really crazy loopy spinny coasters going really fast so that we can go into the first person mode. And we would just sit there and we'd be like, wee on the living room floor. Okay, so our Dhole habitat is basically done. So this is why I stick to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, unless they may also make Planet Water Park and they can combine all 3 into one game. So I know that they don't intend to combine any sort of the park aspects of like water park, roller coasters, theme parks and stuff like that to Planet Zoo, because they want the animal aspect of the game to strictly be about conservation and information, and they never want people to be able to basically play the game in a sense that makes it to where the animals are exploited, sort of like at a theme park, I guess, is what the developers said. So that's why they didn't just put animals into Planet Coaster and they made a whole separate game. But I was like a little upset about it, because I was like, some parks do have conservation efforts in it, but I guess at the end of the day, they're more like, they don't want people to build a SeaWorld, basically. They don't want that in the game. So like, that's why they completely separated it. Yeah, an animal circus, exactly. They don't want that. That's what they wanted. They really wanted to embrace the whole aspect of conservation. So let me grab some of these information boards. Where are they? Where did we put them? Oh, there were some over here by the kangaroos, right? Yes. I'm going to grab a few of these and put them kind of along this area here so that the guests can see some of these signs. Fig just yawned. You're such a nerd. So let's put one there, and we will have to change it. I'm going to put one there. Let me see. I can do conservation and conservation I get through 3. Also, I can have a tiger ride a big ball. So yeah, more options. Let me put that one there. And I think that is the only place those 2 need to go. So that works. Do we want to put some sort of... What was I going to say? Oh my god, I can't speak. These things? These screens? Let's squeeze it in sort of like here. Squeeze that in. I kind of want it to be in between those, so we'll do something like that. And let's make sure this is this is Dingo. Dhole. Let's make sure we probably don't need these little signs since we have the big ones right there. So I am going to delete those, and then maybe we can take these little signs and sort of scoot them in to the edge here. I like that way better. Scoot them in like that. Yes, that looks way cooler. So you get some like nice sunshade. Well, not really, but you get some sunshade, rain shade maybe. And you can also hear about the animals. So where did everybody go? Where did all the guests go? There used to be a ton of them viewing. Now everybody has left. Did the, what is the word? Like the new animal, intrigue die off that quickly? Is everybody already heading back to the grizzly bears? It looks like it. Everybody has left. Spread back out. We put in the Dholes and they were like, wait a minute. On our way. And then they're like, hey, just kidding. Bye. Did we not reopen these? They're open. Nobody's writing it. Very interesting. Okay. So, I guess the only thing we need to do now is just kind of, I'm going to pause the game because I'm going to adjust the paths. I want it to look straight like this, like it is, but I want guests to be able to actually stand over here. So we're going to delete the paths. We're going to go in here and try and do some crazy work. So we'll get rid of that. And then what I'm going to do is grab this, make it a little bigger. And what we need to do is also terrain. So I'm going to grab this, make it a little bit smaller. And I'm going to kind of pull the terrain there. And of course it has the grass, which I don't want it to auto paint. We're going to use selected. We're going to select the short grass. There we go. So we're going to kind of pull the terrain to there. I don't want to pull it too bad. So we're just going to kind of roughly adjust it here as well as over here. There we go. Oops. There, that's fine. What I'm going to do is go get the rock, paint that to look like rock so we don't really see it. And paint that to look like rock too. So that should be fine. Okay, so now that that is flat, we can go in here and get these paths, and we can kind of like sneak these around in here. I'm gonna have to make sure we kind of eyeball these in, and so it's gonna go like that, and then we're gonna have it kind of loop back this way, which I might have to, that is not what I wanted. We're gonna have it, it can go right there. Where can we place it? So we're having a little bit of trouble there. This can link up just like that, which is perfect. So the guest can use that path. That's fine. I just need to flatten this terrain out a bit. There we go. Right there. Just need to get this to connect up. We can do that. It'll just kind of be a little bit of a hook there, and then this we can try and get to hook up like that. So now guests can stand a little bit closer. Let me see. Try and get this to be like that, and then if we get that to snap on, we'll do that. There we go. And I wonder if I can do something like this. Just kind of curve that, or actually I think that curved it too much. We'll keep it like that, so it just kind of curves around like that. But now guests can get a little bit closer to the actual habitat there. Let's do the same thing here. Just kind of squeeze that up closer. No, not rock. Don't want to use rock. We're going to continue using short grass. Just kind of flatten that out. And this path is going to need to go I think that's as close as we can get. And then we'll just squeeze this across as much as we can. If I align to grid, can we see? Interesting. So it won't let me. Oh, we can do this. It's a little crooked, but that's fine. And then we will connect to that. We can smooth this out a little bit. There we go. So guests can just get a little bit closer. Oops. Let me actually fix this a little bit. What I'm going to do, I don't want it that crooked. I'm going to adjust the terrain a little bit more. Like that. Let me see. Okay, so that does a little bit better. Let's make it a little bit bigger. I kind of want it there. And this should be able to connect up. I guess we'll get rid of snapping so I can kind of eyeball it. We'll do that. Then I can round that out a bit. Round that out a lot, but that's fine. Don't mind that. Okay, so now they can stand just a little bit closer to the actual habitat. They can't actually get onto there, but that's fine. I'll just kind of leave that tucked around there. There we go. I'm gonna play the game. People might disappear, but readjusting. Are they working? I think so. So that way they can get like super close to the edge there. Nice. I kind of like this area now. Oh, it's all like snug in there. Very cool. Very cool. Very good. So now what we just need to do is let's kind of fill in some of these green spaces, maybe with some actual gardening stuff. We have about 50 or so minutes left. So we can kind of fill in some of these grass areas because right now they're a little messy. So I know I'm going to leave this triangular piece kind of open because I think we want to do some sort of a restaurant piece there. Not quite sure yet. And then this area here needs to stay open, down here needs to stay open, and these two bubbles need to stay open. So I'm pretty much just going to focus on this area in here, kind of around this, and then all of this right here. So let's do that. I'll start over here. We're kind of just going to fill it in with some plant stuff. So let's go in here. What I want to do, actually what we can do, is let's go over here to our rock formations, and we're going to go to Savanna rocks, which are here. Yes, and I want to grab some of them and use them as rock formations. Yeah. So let's go in here, and I'm going to grab this section here, duplicate that. And we're just going to slide all the way over here. I basically just want to kind of squish that in there. We might be able to include a habitat creature or exhibit creature in here. Do we have exhibit creatures for Oceania? So let's see. We're going to stick with exhibit creatures and we're going to pick Oceania. So we do. We have these here. Oh. I want you... There's a creature up here that you don't like. But they have them in the game. I just want you to know that. Okay. A trigger warning. So we have the adder snake, the blue-tongued lizard, the brown snake, and the little buggy. So what do you think would be cool to put over here? So this is temperate grassland. This is temperate grassland tropical. This is temperate grassland desert. And this is temperate. So I think what we'll do is the adder in the temperate grassland. And then I think over here by the temperate desert, we'll do the blue tongue thingy. So let's squeeze a little thing over here. So now what I'm thinking, what actually might be cool is to do like a cave. So I'm going to actually take these rocks that we've just placed and I'm going to get rid of them. And I want to go look at blueprints first. And I want to see Australian nature scene. Ooh, I like that. What if we put that? So this is like strictly rock, which this area is more temperate. We can do something like this. Yeah, let's put this in here. So we just want to make sure it doesn't like go completely into the fence. We'll lower it down just a smidge. And I kind of want to rotate it so it doesn't clip. So we'll do that. That'll work nice there. Australian nature scene. We already used that. So do we have any exhibit like Australia? Oh, what is this? Australia exhibit small, Australia exhibit medium, exhibit large. Let's use the small one and see what it looks like. Oh, it's very cool. Oh, it's like visual on all sides. So I think what we'll do is sort of squeeze it in here. Squeeze it in here, sort of like that. And then let's try and figure out if we can get it to kind of fit like a nice circle path in here. So what we're gonna do is pop these paths in like this. There we go. Oh, actually, let me undo that. These paths are way too big. And pause the game. Oop, no, we want that in. We don't want that. We're gonna use the little paths. I want to use the little paths. There we go. So we'll do like that. Just kind of skate this around like that. Interesting. Kind of makes like a huge kind of platform area, but I don't mind that. And then what we can do is go into our nature. And that way we can... Ooh, that is Africa. I thought we chose Oceania grassland. I guess the oh, we have double cave habitat. Would this fit in there better? Ooh. That's very cool. That's sort of what I was thinking. But I really like this Australia style thing kind of going on. Okay. What I'm gonna do is take this and move it over here. And then I'm gonna put that cave in. Where was that? I guess it's in nature or construction. Where did that cave just go? I guess get rid of temperate. We just want to do Oceania grassland. Oops, oops. What was it that we were doing? Let's do blueprints any. There we go. So now we can see all of these. Here it is, double cave. I'm gonna put that in here like this. And then we can adjust it and add some of the Australia theme stuff. So we have that like that. Let me rotate it just a little bit. Like that. Kind of sneak it back in here a little bit. I think we'll move this kind of forward like that. There we go. So what animals did they put in here? The boa constrictor and the poison frog? But they're empty, right? Okay. This is the Gila monster's the closest one, which is actually all the way in there. So now what I'm gonna do is delete that, and now we have all these little pieces that we can work with, which I want to take these the way they've done them, and I want to put them on this wall. Let me undo that. Let me go into here. We're gonna select all this. Which, is it on a grid? It is on a grid. What is keeping it on a grid? Oh. These pieces? Yeah, let's get rid of those. And this roof piece. We'll get rid of those, which shouldn't be on a grid. There we go. And then we can select those and put them together. Excellent. There we go. And now we can take this and we'll kind of rotate the whole thing to match that sort of shape, so it won't be that difficult to rotate things. I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna put this over here and we're just gonna kind of grab some pieces, and like I said, we're just going to kind of move them over. So I'm going to move these over onto these habitats because I really do like the way they did these. So we'll do that. Do that like that. And we'll do this one. I think we'll keep it sort of that same direction. So let's see, we want it right there. There we go. So we have that cool kind of funky shape there. And then we don't need this. We can take these. I like these, and we can kind of put that over there in the corner like that. I think what we'll do is get rid of those beams there, and we will replace them with these beams that they made. that in there like that. Nope, this one, we can get rid of that. There we go. And I'm gonna grab this one, move it over here. Like that. And get rid of that. There we go. And now I can put these pieces sort of there to be kind of cute. Like that. And now what we can do, let's take these logs. I like these logs that they used. I want to use them on the bottom. So let's see. Let's make sure snapping is turned off. We're going to do something like that. Snapping is turned off now. And we're going to sink these kind of in here. I like those. Like that. Very cool. And what do we have left? So now what we can do, I think what we'll do, so let's get rid of those plants there, come into here, and I want to grab sort of these plants that they put up here. I think that's most of them. So I'm going to move, yes it is, and we're going to put those up here. Oops. Let's put them like that. They sit on there pretty good. Yes. Put those up there. And then what we can do, last bit is, I think we'll take this. I think we'll try and like put it up here. Squeeze it in there, and then we can just lower this rock. Like that. There we go. So we have sort of that Australia thing there, and then we can get rid of all of this. I think we're done with it. There we go. Nice. So that's sort of our little Australia cave kind of habitat viewing. I think what we'll do is sort of maybe we can duplicate this piece a little bit, and we can kind of take some pieces off so it doesn't look super the same. Kind of squeeze it in there. I think we'll get rid of the little gum tree. Maybe move this down there. I think I want to get rid of this tree here. So we'll do that, and now I'm going to connect the path up, and I think what I'm going to do is we'll have like this path kind of here, kind of skating across that side there, and then this one I want sort of doing that. Just kind of try and curve these pieces out a bit. Oh my god, what was that? Just a little bit like that. I don't want it to curve too much. So, okay. So now we have those paths doing that. I'm not quite sure what to do with this middle section. Do we want to try and connect them up to kind of get rid of some of that green space? Maybe we'll do that. Kind of do that, and then we'll just kind of fill in the stuff. Do you want me to get Emmy out? Okay. 1 second. Let's move Emmy out. Move. No fighting. Come on. I know. There we go. Oh, my mic. Okay. Hi, little one. Hi, little. Oh, I scared him. I scared him. Poor him.
I'm not worried about Reggie.
Okay. So the animal we're going to put in here is the adder. So let's go get that animal. Why? Why isn't it showing me that? It's only showing me the bullfrog. I don't want to see the frog. I want the common death adder. Can we please buy that? Yes. How many can we fit in a habitat together? 1 to 5. Okay. Okay. I think what we'll do is we'll get 6 and we'll put 3 in one and 3 in the other. What? We're probably gonna need to give him a bath.
We really need to give him a bath. Yes, please. Or at least 8.
So that's 2 of each. So now that is 4 males, 4 females. So we're gonna do 2 males, 2 females in each habitat. So now let's go in here. I forgot why we have so many bullfrogs, but so what I'm gonna do is grab these 4 and we're gonna send them here, and then we're gonna do these 4 and send them here. Very nice. Oops, get out of here. So now I want to go in here. We're gonna adjust the layout a little bit. All that stuff is good. So window 3. Let's do 3D facades on the closed windows. Actually, let's do the 2D on the back. I think that's kind of cool. Do something like that. Same thing over here. Or do we want to open... Oh. Let's do none. And then open it. And then this one. We will do... nope, keep that one closed. Keep that one closed. Yeah, we'll kind of open that so it kind of feels like a big, nice long habitat. And then window 2, we'll do the 2D facade, and window 3, we'll do a 3D facade. So it's kind of like a big, long rectangular habitat as opposed to just the 2 like that. We'll put them in there. Let's change these signs. And let's make sure layout, let's sure let a rock, some camouflage, and let's add a couple basking lights. Same with over here. Let's add a couple rocks, some camouflage, and a basking light. Yeah, let's do that. So they can kind of hang out, you know? So that is good. Let's lower the humidity just a smidge. Humidity needs to go down. Let me play the game. That's good. That's good. Alright, so they seem happy. Very good. And let's go into work zones and add this to our Australia work zone. There we go, to make sure people can work on it.
Reggie's licking it.
He probably smelt his little wound. He does have a little wound on his back. Oh. Okay. So now we have these really cool animals. I'm sorry, I'm eating. I'm like hungry. We have these really dope animals for people to come see. I like how we filled out that area. Let's go into construction. And I want to grab some ungridded concrete pieces. And I want to see if I sink them below this path, will it blend in pretty good. Concrete panel. So let's do this. Kind of gonna sink it. Actually, let me rotate it the other way. So I want that arrow on top for me. We'll kind of just sink it. That is a little annoying. We can't, like, sink it perfectly to where it's, like, between the grass and that panel. So, what can we do? We can probably paint it. Maybe if we paint it like this smooth rock, it'll kind of blend in more. Do we think that blends in more? Maybe light soil. Doesn't really blend in. So that kind of sucks. I guess the way we can fix this is if we redo the paths. We'll see, I'll get rid of these. And we'll basically need to do, let's do something like, oopsie, nope, go down. Make these paths a little bit smaller. We'll connect those up like that. Let me do align to grid. We can build this whole kind of plaza area out. And then, yeah, we can connect like that, smooth that out, smooth that out. And we can connect kind of like that. We'll smooth that area out just like that. That is a little funky looking. I don't think there's much we can do about that specific spot. We can fix that out like that. And then we can probably do like a piece here. We'll get rid of snapping. I want to try and like move that piece. Yeah, and sink it in like that. Can we do that? Can we sink this in? How close can we get that? I think that's the closest we can get it, and I like that big plaza there now. And now there's only that one little spot there. And we can pull this in to kind of go there. There we go. So now it's a nice big plaza. And play the game. Some people might despawn. Everybody will despawn. But that's fine. Oh my god, look at all these people running. Where are they going? They're like, we gotta see this snake, yo. Oh, is this show about to start? They're running to the show. That's so funny. Look at them all. Like, gotta see the show, man. Gotta see the show. So cute. Everybody's back to the snakes. Look at them. We should probably do like a restaurant over here that's like snake themed. Like snake bite or something. Alright, let's fill in this area. We kind of want this to be sort of hidden. I kind of want to hit it in a way so you can't really see. So. I'm just looking at what I have here. Plants. This just says plants. Parking lot plants. Okay. Are these just like plants that I did for the Australia pack? Let me plop these down here. I like this little cluster I did. I'm gonna move this. What did I miss? Some little plants. I want this whole little area here. Let's see if this will fit nicely in there. It's not. It's huge. I guess we can put this sort of over here, maybe? Because this is a lot more... what is the word? A lot more foliated. Also has a lot of elevation stuff going on, so I'm not sure we're gonna work with this. So we'll get rid of that for now. What I'll do is we'll do some trees. Let's go into nature. We'll go into trees, Oceania grassland. Grassland and temperate. There we go. So let me grab some trees. We have some gum trees, which I'll kind of place some of these around like that. Let me get maybe a couple bigger ones. Then let's use the eucalyptus. Whoa, a London plane tree. Which will do good over here. Maybe get a smaller one. Kind of do that so it's like enclosed, sort of. And then I want bushes, which we were using the bracken. We can also sort of use these maples, maybe. They can work as some really big bushes. We kind of plop them in like this. Just some ground cover. So let's kind of plop these in to kind of help cover up some of this area we don't want visible. Like that. There we go. So it's kind of back there, you can see it, but it's sort of hidden away. I like that. Also, it's kind of hidden away this way, which I like the paths to be kind of tucked in. I have to sneeze again. Oh, excuse me. Oh, are they hanging out?
No.
Hmm? Reggie, did you warm up to the baby?
He's still kind of scared of him.
Warm up to
Still
the
a little
baby.
freaked out.
He's so cute.
Stop following him. He's following
He is so cute. Okay, let's do some stuff over here. Which, let's see. I think we'll put like 2 or so trees over here. Let's put the big gum tree. Ghost gum tree, sorry, not the gum tree. And maybe a couple of these eucalyptus trees. We'll do a sycamore maple. We use the sycamore maple as the bushes again. And then we can throw in some of these large ferns. Maybe some of these ratty things, and then maybe some of these like little trees like that. I think that works. And then we can throw in a few of these. There we go. That's very cute. Maybe we can use that Australia wall. Which, where is that? Where would I find that? Let me filter this by things that we got from the Australia pack. This Australia fence. Oh, in the fences. Okay. And I'm gonna try and line this up here. And then we can snap these pieces on. Sort of like that. We'll do that, and then I think I'm going to sort of move these around myself. Let's make this all in one building. Like that. And then I'm going to take these two pieces. We're going to rotate them. Like that. Sort of push it back. And then this one, we'll do the same thing. Sort of rotate it to match up with the path. And then push it back. So it's sort of like nice Australia pack. And then we can lower that down to sort of work as like just a little, we just want it like a little lip. There we go, like that. And then we can take these pieces that poke through and we'll sort of just kind of push them back. Just push those back so they don't poke through. Grab all this and not the wall. And I'm just gonna push those back. There we go. So now it's like a nice little planter. Kind of helps tuck that away. Do we want to put one across here? Let's do that across here as well. So let's see, we snap that. And snap that sort of across, and then we will adjust it. Like that. Perfect. And we can get rid of that one. And I'm going to select all of these ones. And we'll rotate it, kind of line it up with the path. And scoot it up to that edge. Just like that, I think. Let's kind of scoot, yeah, right there. We'll do that. I'll kind of leave that open. I think we can probably use like the Australia fence and do something kind of over here. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm just gonna kind of place these fences around to kind of just work as like a little kind of mini barrier to let the guests know, like, just don't come this way, please. You don't need to come through here. This is a prop area. Like, you know what I mean? Just a small fence. Like, yeah, could somebody break through that? Definitely. But they don't need to. Excuse me. Let me push this rock kind of in a little bit so it's not going through the fence. What's happening? There we go. So it's just kind of like a little fence work there. We might do that kind of rough fence work over here as well. Just to kind of protect sort of these plants and stuff. Do that, skip all those rocks, kind of come through here. And then we're just gonna kind of skate it across this area, I think. kind of put one here. And I think we'll jump across like that. There we go. Yeah, because I like how it's just kind of like a rough fence. I like that idea. That rustic kind of vibe there. And then what I think we're going to do is we'll go into nature. Let's grab, yeah, some bracken I think will work. We'll kind of do sort of like a manicured kind of lawn where like the plants alternate symmetrically. Like that. And let's get something a little tall. Do we want to use these? Kind of put them across like this. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's kind of cool. Let's cut the grass actually right there. We don't need the grass on the path, so use that. I do want to change in here to soil as well. There we go. So it's kind of more finished off now. Definitely over here you can kind of see it like hugs all of that. Awesome. So now that it's nice and complete, probably need to figure out something over here as well. Probably just do that path again or fence. I think we'll just kind of run this fence roughly along, and then I kind of want to do some sort of botanical garden work, but I don't think we're going to have time to do that today's stream. But I do think the Australia area might be a nice place to do sort of a botanical garden, because I do want to have sort of plant areas, like a nursery, a plant nursery, and a tree farm somewhere around here, sort of like a behind the scenes kind of thing. So I think we might be able to do something cool here. Let me just tuck this in like that. There we go. So just kind of a fence. I might lower all these down. No, I don't want to edit the fence. I want to edit this, please. Let me grab all these. We'll add them to a building, and then I want to make them I want to move them down. So we're going to do that. Move them down to like that height. I think that is a little less invasive. And then we're just going to throw some bushes and stuff kind of in here. Yeah, so let's do some bracken in sort of these bigger areas. I'll throw in some smaller bracken like that. Kind of feather it out. And yeah, we can use some of these flowers. And I want to use some of these as well. Use some of these. I wonder if we can kind of place them through here. Like that. And then I want to put, let's put some of those ferns in. And I guess we can use these like bigger ferns over here where it's kind of thin. I like that. Very cool. And we'll just kind of leave that space open there. We might do something. I I'm not sure what, but maybe we'll add like a visual interest piece kind of in here, maybe a statue or something. But I think in general this looks great. And all we have left is like this space here and sort of all of this kind of over here, which we might do in the next stream because we are running out of time. But yeah, so I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up. I'll kind of just do like an overview really quick to make sure we can see everything that we did. So here is our Dhole habitat. We have the animals viewing area here with their information boards. Some caves and stuff for them to view. This is where we can come and get the animal talk over here. Very cool place. You can also sit here and observe the animals, which I think is really cool. You can kind of see them if they go up on that cliff there. You can come down here, and we do have some exhibit animals to view, some snakes that are native to this area. So you can go in there and see them. Come around this way. This is a staff-only building, sort of our night house for the animals. And here, I'm not sure what happened there. But this is where they can come in and do the keeper's hut as well as the trading center in there. And you can come over here and head into the habitat. This is where the Dhole get to eat, as well as some sleeping pads for at night and their water as well. These are some playing areas for them. A small viewing area, but in general this kind of area is supposed to be a little kind of secluded back here for them. And then this is more of the kind of open panel view for them. And come in here and hang out in these caves, play in some of this water, sprinkler, and some stuff like that. And if we continue around here, it is just kind of foliage and decorated, and eventually this will lead to the koalas, which I think we're going to put here. And then we will have the saltwater crocodile and the platypus sort of over here. And we will have the cassowary over here. And like I said, the koalas over here. And then this sort of area right here will begin to transition into our Nile safari, which is super exciting. And that'll be sort of this big flat area here because those are going to need some huge... What happened?
He jumped in there with Reggie.
Reggie got mad?
Tried to lay with him.
Aww. And then yeah, and we'll start the Nile safari, which I want to be very big, spacious habitats. So yeah, awesome. Let me put a nice view on. We can switch to our end of screen. Let's go here. I think this is a good spot to sort of view them. And we'll go up, 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 up. There we go. Oh, look, he's playing with that little toy. How cute. We'll go sort of over here so we can view them. All right, let's switch to the end of stream so we can wrap it up for today. So thank you everybody who stopped by, and thank you so much for the raid, and that was Twisted Barbie. Thank you so much for the raid, and thank you so much for everybody who stayed and hung out with me. I really enjoyed building this habitat with you guys. I also am so happy to show off my new kitten. Where is he? Can I show the baby? Wrap up the stream with me, the baby. Hi baby. Let's wrap up the stream. The wee little lad. Say hello or say goodbye to everybody. Oh, you get to get in my shirt. So if you ever miss a stream, I do post them on YouTube. I will be streaming tomorrow. We'll be doing a wild card stream, which is sort of like board games and stuff. Did we ever decide what we're playing tomorrow? No. We did not decide, so I'm not quite sure yet. We're probably playing like a board game together. Something probably like just like Monopoly. Maybe we'll find something we can all play that a lot of people will enjoy watching. And that's going to be tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's about 3 hours. And then I will be streaming again Monday and Wednesday is City Skylines at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and Tuesday, Thursdays is Planet Coaster at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully I will see you there. And like I said, if you ever miss a stream, they are always posted on YouTube, so you can always view them there. And I also try to highlight some moments below the stream in the VOD section. So I hope to see you at the next stream. If I don't see you at another stream, I hope you have fun doing whatever it is you are doing, and I wish you all the best. Bye. Say goodbye to them. Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye.